welcome to the show. You look incredible, like a dessert that owns a yacht.
That's exactly the vibe I was going for. You know, sweet, but slightly out of your tax bracket.
Mission accomplished. How does one even shop for a suit when your head is...
Gold on my neck, gold on my hand, purple with the stripes, that's the walk of a man. Sidewalk shining, city lights humming, every step I take, they know a boss is...
Police or zombie problems? Your tortoise won't stop breakdancing?
Try blue tape.
The miracle of our age. Yay!
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThATuMBRELLAgUy. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me, or I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me, or I'm a man.
You know what? I talked to your mayor.
Mask on. Lights low. Size 14. Cool. Yup. Down. They were selling me a Halo. Hands deep in the payroll. PR wolves in the raincoat, calling it a campaign. Same old 100K in the smokestack. Trust us will bring hope back. Every post was a blowback to the screenshots. Hit the group chat. Career crooks in a PR suit. One donor, pay the whole loot. 56 in a quick swoop. Left them hollow as a dry root. Timeline turning into siren. Every threat another siren. Can you feel the floor sliding? Yeah, we see where you're hiding.
Master.
Pulling down the curtains, receipts in my hand, now it's certain. You were out here grifting for the cloud and the cut. Now the whole feed watching while we're lining you up. Masked up, every line replay. Name and the tag, can't escape that display. You can scrub, you can spin, you can cry, that's enough. But the internet remembers and it's looking real rough. Yeah, that umbrella guy drop links. Suddenly your bravado shrinks. Every don't ass start to stink. When the totals never match the ink. Yeah, you were bragging in the group chat. Same time begging for a new stat. Talking justice in the hashtags. As you laughed about the cash grab, you said trust the plan. Now what? We just mapped every dime, every cut, every alt, every sock, every front. Funny how the math slips in a stunt. Is it fraud? Is it cloud? Is it both? Is it law on your neck, on your throat? You could claim it's a game, it's a joke, but a lot of people broke when you spoke. Masked up, pulling down the curtains, receipts in my hand, I was certain. You were out here grifting for the cloud and the cut. Now the whole feed watching while we're lining you up. Masked up, every line on replay. Name and the tag, can't escape that display. You can scrub, you can spin, you can cry, that's enough. But the internet remembers and it's looking real rough. Screens glow, ain't scroll. Mask on.
What's up, folks? How's it going today? Man, hey, did you see that, by the way, Megan? Did you see that? Not Megan. Did you see the
I'm not Megan.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's some kind of dwarf that's here.
Megan is having some problems with YouTube. She can't be here tonight.
No, actually, Megan has no problems with YouTube. That's actually not true because it's not in her dashboard. It doesn't matter if she gets a warning and they screw up something. It is not in her dashboard. So
I don't know what to I'm feeling a little vulnerable.
Well, I don't know. This is Megan Faux. You know, that's what we should have gone
Megan
with.
faux pas.
Yeah, we should have gone with. Let's see. Let me change this over a little bit. Let me fix this for you. There.
Don't mess around with it. There we go. Perfect.
Yep. There. Perfect name there. Yeah. Did you see this? Look, this is how I imagine the PI thing right here. Oh Lord,
that's funny.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, it has been a day and a half. Oh, let's hear some different voices. That one will drive you insane all night. Let's see what all you got.
Well, this one is Sally Smith.
That's
at John Shopkins, we pick up kids, we drop them, we pick them up, we drop them again.
It's like a person I know, but has dropped a few octaves.
What about this guy? Do you remember me? Do you miss me?
Oh no,
no!
It's our boy back.
Could I have some chocolate ice cream? Let me shuffle up to the counter.
That's
or what about this guy? This guy's kind of creepy.
Yeah, he's creepy too.
All right. Well, what can I say? I don't know. I'm feeling very dejected. I'm very down.
Is Bug co-hosting today? That's hilarious. Oh, today has been a crazy day, though. I mean, we found out today that certain people really were trying to work their way into the bankruptcy filing, and that's pretty stupid. Very, very stupid. It would be really bad, especially if that person had gone live and told people that certain folks like Preston don't owe them money, right?
Yeah, I guess.
You would think that would be. And also, I thought it was pretty eye-opening with BBB. I thought BBB was working for free.
That's what he said. Yeah, it was, I believe, pro bono. Not to be confused with pro boner. But he said he was pro bono, which means free.
Yeah,
he said it multiple times.
Yeah, he said it in the courts because there's only specific cases that matter, right? So, there are others that like the contingency one, for example, he wasn't fired off of. They lost. So can't ask for money off of that, So it's got to be for very specific cases that he's trying to play games with. And those, he told the courts that he was not getting paid for those. But there's also, let's see, there's this very famous little clip here too, showcasing the fact that, you notice this, I don't owe Michelle anything, okay? Michelle doesn't owe me anything.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Where did you find this?
Oh, that is from one of their live streams, which has clips too. That's right. So when they just decided to talk about, yes, I hear you coming down the steps. Come here. What's up?
What's up?
I hear you. Excited.
What's up?
And I'm going to tooth still.
Yeah, I know. She's about to lose a tooth. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Which one? Which one is it?
It's one of the bottom fronts. Yep.
Like the front ones, like the ones right. Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, it's wiggling and stuff. She's getting excited about it already.
Yes,
all right. Tell her whatever she does, do not tie a string around it and tie it to a doorknob and slam the door. Tell her not to do that.
She won't do that.
The tooth fairy's gonna give me money.
The tooth fairy's gonna give you money. See, she's already counting the mad stacks. She's like, oh man, nice. I'm gonna get hooked up. Tooth fairy's gonna give me money.
I'll give you money to give to me.
Oh, the tooth fairy's gonna give me money to give to you?
Oh, she's figuring it out. Oh my goodness.
She's just she figures I'll inflate the cost. That's probably what it is. Well, if the tooth fairy gave you 10, you'd probably doubled it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, Jeffrey.
Yeah, somebody.
No,
Yeah, last time somebody told me to stick the thing under my pillow because remember that you told me to stick that under my pillow instead of yours. Yep, you were like, well, in case I'm awake, don't want the tooth fairy to not be able to pay me tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
But
right.
I definitely go to sleep.
All right. Well, hey, come here, give me a hug. And
Bye, everyone.
yep.
And have a great day, everyone.
Yeah, have a great day, everybody.
What a sweet.
Lovely. Everybody said have a great day to you too. Thank you. All right, we'll
And
go
then
upstairs.
I go to the tooth.
Yep. Well, you go have fun, and your tooth will be coming out soon. So
Tomorrow or today?
I don't know if it's going to come out tomorrow or today. I don't think it's coming out today yet. It might be tomorrow or the next day, but it's coming soon. I can see it. It's wiggling.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Maybe
you know what makes that better? Resting. Yeah. Getting a good night's sleep.
it won't fall out when I'm sleeping.
It's not going to fall out when you're sleeping. No, it's not. But rest. That's good. It's always good for you. It's not open anyway. Well, close that door. I love you.
Ooh, look at all the tooth fairy money coming in.
Man.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Hey, kiddo. Hey, you had some tooth fairy money come in too. Yeah, people sent it. Yeah. She's like, tooth fairy money?
Tooth fairy money.
Yeah, yeah, come here. I'm gonna show you real quick. Here, let me pull it up here. Let's see. Look, there's Martin. Sent two for tooth fairy money. Can you say thank you?
Thank you so much.
Yeedy McYeederson. Thanks for the 2. Oh man. Look at that. Can you say thank you?
Thank you.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, Jack's mom. Look at that. That's $10 for you. Woo, man. Can you say thank you?
Thank you so much.
I wish I could be cute like that. Andre sent 2. Can you say thank you?
Thank you.
Aw.
Oh man. And look at that. Cynic. I'm not going to read that.
Oh no.
Thanks for the 2 there.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not telling her that. Can you say thank you?
Thank you. What?
Nothing.
Nothing. He was talking about the tooth fairy. I think he was talking about it paying in 100 pesos. That's like a couple of dollars, I think.
Maybe 100.
No, yeah. See her with that. She knows what $100 looks like.
Yeah.
And Rogue Mama sent you $2. Can you say thank you?
Thank you.
All right.
Oh, look at the puppy. Look, she says the puppy's going to lose a tooth too.
That's so cute.
Look at that.
Have you ever played Pop?
It's losing a tooth too.
Yay.
Isn't that very cute?
Yeah.
That's Vinny. Vinny is really cute.
And if you haven't played Poppy's Playtime, play it. It's a horror game. If
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't like horror, play at daytime or nighttime. If you do like horror, play at night or day.
Okay. All right. Well, hey,
Poppy Playtime 5.
we got your advertisement for horror games too. All right, go upstairs now. You better go rest it.
Playtime Chapter 5 is out.
Oh
Yep.
boy, Jada sent $50. She
Oh
said,
my
"Come
gosh.
on, it's a big deal."
Hey, hey, kiddo. She almost got upstairs at that time. Yeah. Hey, Jada sent $50 to you. $50 for it. Can you say thank you? That's crazy.
Thank you so much.
She's excited about that. She was doing a dance.
Oh, that's
All
so
right.
cute.
Okay, go upstairs. That was awesome. Thank you too. She's very excitable about the idea. She is. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get some money. I remember
Yeah.
being a kid, but man, the inflation on that is just crazy, Back when I was a kid, if I found like a $1, $2, I was like, wow, that's great,
Uh-huh.
Now my oldest, she was like, when she was losing her teeth, she was like, if that tooth fairy doesn't leave me $20, I'm just gonna leave it. So it's like, what? You're just gonna leave it? But anyway.
No, don't leave it too.
Yep. All right. Hey, go upstairs for real. Close your door. Close it. Love you. All right. There we go. Let's pull that back up though. Yeah, I want you to see this quotation. Again, this is from the Fats. They threw this out there. They said, they were no idiot said you don't owe Michelle money, so you can be a creditor. Creditor would be owed money by Michelle, not the other way around. Idiot. You don't owe. Yeah, I don't owe Michelle anything. No. Okay. Michelle doesn't owe me anything. I'm a creditor because I purchased stuff for her property. I paid her tax. This is what they're trying to pull now too. Okay. I put up the fence, which adds value to the property. So
what?
Yeah, this has been
that
their
janky,
excuse.
rundown, not stained, falling down, not
just that,
level fence adds value.
They didn't pay for it. That's the biggest kicker.
Yeah, they raised money for it.
The thing that she's trying to pull here is, you imagine this. If I brought in a contractor, for example, and I had them, I don't know, put up anything, a deck or anything. Are they a creditor now? Are they? Because these aren't paid contractors.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so I mean, these people aren't paid. These people are just folks putting crap up.
Not
they're not even.
Didn't Lynette say that the fence was paid for with the gift cards? People sent those gift cards to them directly. Like they sent Lowe's gift cards, and then Lynette says she went and bought the fence pieces with the gift cards. How does that ever belong to Lisa?
I actually have Lynette's voice saying that too. The Fats, again, she gave me, I'm definitely turning that over. And I hope they put your dumb fat ass in jail. And also, Lynette Preston allowing this. I'm wondering, though, when they put this into the paperwork, because they have, let me pull up the paperwork on this. They revised everything, who the debtors were and all of that. You can see on, let's see, the 2L portion of it. First off, you see that they were adding her. You can see where they start, and then it's going to cut a page. So I have to push over a page. Now they have exactly what their basis for claim is. Look, alleged reimbursement / funds advanced for privacy fence materials. There was no Lowe's.
So let me get this straight. She raises money from strangers, and the deal with Lynette is, I'll give you this for the fence, but you have to pay me back money that wasn't mine?
Dude, this right here, oh God, I wonder if we can call this fraud. Oh shit, I didn't think about this, but this may be a gateway to actually get somebody to pay attention to this. Look, she's noting, first of all, she fucks up right here. Donations. So, alleged reimbursement for for Lowe's cards and donations. Well, that's weird. What do donations come from? They come from fundraising, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she fundraises. She's admitting that they're fundraising. They get money. She's now put it in here, and for payment of legal expenses. She did fundraise 100%. And the thing is too, with the fence materials, they not only fundraise, but they fundraise an excessive amount that she herself credited to it. She credited so much of that only me money just by itself. She took out quite a bit to try to explain it away. I mean, this, like I said, this may be the screw up that ends up costing them something big.
I can't wait for the financial audit, because it's coming. It's going to happen.
That's what they're trying to avoid here. And there is no way. Again, she just admitted that they took donations for her. And we have a guy, again, I've got letters from him and everything else. Turned that shit over. Turned over again. Lynette's own voice, which will be fun if they would like to talk. That would be cool too. I will tell them a date on it. I'll tell them everything about it. If she really, she can play coy and pretend it's not real to an internet crowd, but it'll be real fucking hard to try to play that when somebody has the master of it, and I'd turn that over for forensic audit or anything if they like that. Yeah.
Well, also the video that Jeremy made tonight is absolutely hilarious, by the way. The stuff that she said that the trustee questioned Lynette, the stuff
Oh,
that
yeah.
she said under oath
I'm
is
looking at that in a minute.
mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. It is so funny. I listened to it 2 or 3 times already, and every time I listen to it, I hear something else like, "Oh my god."
I just think it's amazing, period. All of this, because it's
Bankruptcy is
all
gonna
about.
destroy them.
So they credited out of David. Now they tried to limit what they would credit. I mean, again, we know with David that he gave quite a bit of money, you know, quite a bit. Now they tried to write off things like, again, they tried to say, let me see that. What day is that? They tried to credit almost, what was December the 10th? I'm trying to find all the dates there. They tried to credit a lot of money, let's just say, for Christmas, for example. They tried to write off almost $10,000 into that. Now, with the with other stuff, let me just pull this up here so people can see it. And that way, if you haven't seen this screenshot in a while, you can ask yourself what belongs to what and when, you know, because yeah, and then they can try to work this out themselves. But remember, they only tried to credit a bit to the fence, but see, their whole janky shit right here makes no sense anyway. You know, they were like, well, September the 8th, way back here before Christmas stuff, they were like, oh, that's actually for Christmas. You know, this is for Christmas and these are for Christmas. It's like, wait, what? Why is this for Christmas, by the way? Because it says Harley. That proves, by the way, actually, see, they fucked up showing this, because this doesn't say for Harley Jolly Christmas. This says for Harley. Their own words. It says it's for the little girl.
No one raised any money in the kid's name or Lynette's
name. Exactly. And that was 100% given in the little girl's name. You know? I mean, it's just so, it's amazing. This also says for gifts for kids. What? That's weird. You know, I thought, again, they didn't raise money for kids or anything else. Okay. But yeah, they had
liars.
Oh man, they're fucking thieves. They've already gone in and tried to disappear all this money. You know, it's all gone. Everything's gone, except there might be a pittance that's sitting around in there, or they might try to float something to try to. I wonder if anybody in that circle has enough to try to inflate that bank account enough to make it look auditable and legit.
Oh my God.
Then you have, you know, also, I mean, again, so you have her pulling that. Again, trying to say, she also lied about lawyers. Remember when she lied about the lawyer problem, you know?
Which time? Which time did she lie about the lawyer problem? Because
but she didn't pay for any of them.
She's told a lot of lawyer lies.
She didn't pay for any of them. Well, now she's saying she did. So she publicly said she didn't pay for lawyers.
What? She never paid for shit.
Yeah, now she's saying she paid for lawyers, you know? I believe that she dispersed part of the funding that she was sitting on, that she admits she has, by the way. She admitted to Levy County, by the way. Good luck with that. In fact, she says that both she and Lynette say that Levy County has told them that they had a conversation with Lisa about permit money. Remember?
Yep.
I wonder if there's a way to get a statement from Levy County about that.
Oh, probably not.
I wonder if there's something
County is the worst.
Pull you out or what? I mean, again, you know,
but here's the thing. She told police. It doesn't even matter what she told the police. She told the internet multiple times that she was sitting on at least $18,000.
Yeah.
And remember when she was mad at Lynette and she was like, well, I'll just put it in a fund for the kid. We'll put it in a trust fund. And then it was, well, if I don't get the permit. If she doesn't get the permit by now, we'll give it all back.
Yeah, and they also were. We'll use it if she tries to sue. We'll use it for a lawyer. Remember that?
Yeah, I mean, she's made multiple statements about all this money that she has that, she hasn't done anything with, but she's going to, but she's just not going to give it to Lynette because she can't be trusted. Come on. I don't believe she has any of the money still. I think it's all gone.
Well, she's playing she's playing a game here too. Okay. And they do this with all of them. They're disputed, contingent, unliquidated. They also have in this, their co-defendant they don't get any fucking money from this. Fed 2, they get nothing. They did not lawyer up. They get nothing. Sorry about your luck, You
get nothing.
That's right.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. But disputed, they're essentially saying, I do not agree. I owe this debt. I don't agree. I owe that. So you're saying that with everything, you don't agree that you owe this debt? That would be a strange one,
Mm-hmm.
Because it's essentially.
I'll tell you what. I can tell you one thing right now. Right now, I would never play these games in federal court.
Oh shit! That's what I'm saying.
Federal
this is
bankruptcy
such a high stakes thing. Oh,
I don't know if they know what they've gotten into, but it's not going to be pretty. And I would just like to take this moment to say how happy I am that we sit on the sidelines and report on these fools and just watch it happen and laugh as the ship sinks. Notice that Tug and I are not dragged into federal court. We're not involved in any creditor/debtor thing. No, we're just laying back, watching, laughing, and it is beautiful.
Yeah, this is not my stupid, where they've played this game. Also, Brucey Bruce here, the claim with Bruce is Jeremy Hale's blah, blah, blah versus Lynette and Bruce. So wait, is he saying that he's going to represent them in the matter of unlicensed practice of law? Is that what he's saying or something? I don't know. Oh no, he's co-defendant. My bad. I looked at that there. But okay, so what attorney fees and costs for what? For what?
He
what
said
case?
He was pro bono. So
yeah, what case do you owe? They didn't fire. They only fired him from one case where you could potentially try to say something on
which is
that.
Fed 1.
Mm-hmm. He's trying to play the Fed 1. They owe me money, and he's going to list just an insane amount of money. Disputed. Yep, the money is disputed. Contingent and unliquidated. So again, where they're throwing in. I looked some up, but I asked AI to see if I understood every term in there. And with like disputed, for example, noting they're claiming money, but I'm challenging it. That would be plain, of course, that's an easy. Contingent, of course, I might owe this later, depending on how something plays out. Unliquidated. Right. We don't even know how much this might be, if anything. So that's unliquidated. I don't know. I don't even know how much that is. And the non-priority unsecured also. This is a low priority, not much money. This might get nothing. So if they put in non-priority, because that pops up in some of the stuff too. So they have, with these, it doesn't, but they have a few that do that. But yeah, it's interesting to see them try to worm this in. Now, I'm actually not surprised by the Bruce edition, to be honest. With them firing him, not putting him on there would have been a really dumb thing for her to do. But I'm curious who pushed this. Some people have been pointing out something about this too. If you look at all of the other pages don't match up with these. They actually have one big difference with it. Notice these others are filled out in not boldface, but suddenly when you get to these, They both faced up, whoops. Oh, I got to talk about this tomorrow.
That was so crazy.
Well, no, these are the pictures they put up as quote unquote proof that everyone is wrong. It's the same car. And they're like, yeah, you kind of left out something. So that'll be something we're going to get back to after all of this. Let's see.
They claim they're going to play the entire video without editing it. I will believe it when I see it.
Well, the problem
just keep in mind, there's still footage that we were promised of a certain storage locker with a certain person with giant lips that has never surfaced. And why is that? Well, because it doesn't exist.
It's not only that, but when they say again about the footage thing, the vehicle, here's the main problem that they have when they spliced that okay, again, it's very simple to tell that there's a problem here, that they fucked around. It doesn't matter what they add or if something, because here's car, see where it is? It's by the fence, right? Undisputable by the fence. Okay, if we roll forward, when we get back to the car again,
no, it's
in the frame,
but it somehow went backwards in time. And came.
See, it's behind where it was. So when they put the pictures up,
and it's a totally different car. By the way.
So when they're like, well, this is the exact same. Seriously?
No,
because what did it do? Did it snap backwards? Because they even screw up this too, which we'll talk about. Like I said, another occasion, but.
By the way, I don't know if you knew this, but Travis checked the logbook, the address book that people sign in the mailbox, and that guy did not sign it. There was no signature on that day.
Yeah, when you look at the person and what they're doing, at first it looks like, potential. They could be doing anything, first of all, because they're filming this through a potato. They're, I mean, it looks terrible.
Right. It looks absolutely awful.
Let's pull up this video, though. This video is amazing. Like, I saw a little bit of it, and then I was like, no, we gotta stop. The Hales stuff, some of this is just so wild. First of all, let me say, you all very much go give this a play. It's newer. I asked beforehand. I was like, if anything comes up, is it? Don't know if anything is or not. Well, if anything does come up, I'm going to play it that day. So
yeah,
whatever comes up, it's okay.
I would start I think the stuff about bankruptcy that we have not gone over starts around 12 minutes.
12 minutes, about right there.
I do see
Wait, let me.
Annette, who then says, "Can you see me, ma'am?" And
right here,
yeah.
And
she goes, "Who's talking?"
She goes, "Who's talking?" She goes, "It's Lynette Preston." And she goes, "I'm going to mute everybody. This is not anyone else's opportunity to ask questions." Putting Lynette in her place from the very beginning. "Can you see me, ma'am? You don't get to ask questions in here. This is my neighborhood.
Oh no.
I ask the questions." Which then Randy says, "Did you say nobody else gets to ask questions today?" And he says, the trustee goes, "My time, my dime."
Hell yeah.
Randy goes, "All right, we're all observers."
He said, "So we're going to be potted plants?"
Yeah. We're potted plants.
Oh my God. That's too good. Actually, that was good.
Just sit in the corner and be potted plants, ma'am.
That's me in the corner.
That's me in the spotlight.
Losing my bankruptcy case.
Trying to stay out of prison.
Trying to stay out of prison.
But I don't know if I can do it.
Oh no, the turtles, they've said too much.
They set me up.
One of those turtles is gonna be wearing a wire. She can come out. She can be like, "What's happening, Brutus?" Little mofo's gonna have a wire under his shell.
Oh, wait till you get to the part where she's asking questions about the shed and the turtles and oh god, it gets so good.
Yeah, so he just wanted to clarify that at this time, Lynette's digging in her ears, and I'm just gagging. Like I think I.
What is it about her digging in her ears on Zoom?
And
That's where she hides her jewelry.
Why does she always have a finger in the ear when
so
she's
you
on
didn't really know this. I'm going to give away something. Are you ready for this? This is going to revolt you, and you're going to be like, "Oh, that makes sense." At the same time, right? Every ring that she has, there is no yellow gold. They're actually all silver. Exactly. You're like, I went in too much. Sorry.
I'm leaving. I can't take this anymore. This is disgusting.
I see the trustee on panel. I see Jeremy Hales is listed again. The camera is off.
All right, and then we have Saran Wrap.
Yes.
Saran Wrap says to the trustee, ma'am, I just updated the record with 2 new creditors. Now, keep in mind,
yeah, we're all
Deuce
grossed out
to be
now.
a creditor who was pro bono, meaning Lynette owes him nothing unless pro bono is the biggest lie in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And she actually owes him money. And then Flea, who raised money for projects. Breadsticks. I'm just curious how Lynette could ever owe Flea some money.
Indeed.
Well, the good news is the trustee and the special counsel to the trustee know what's going on. They have all the info. They've been supplied so much evidence and information, from video clips from Flea to screenshots of Lynette to video clips of Lynette entering complete and total flea market booth to
her own post. Social media.
Yeah, her posts are a bad thing for her.
So trustee says, listen, we're going to go on the record now.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to be doing all the questions. And she says, I'm going to be verifying the schedules, which are all the documents that are submitted, basically in a nutshell saying, hey, I own this, it's worth this much money. I owe this person this much money. And I may sue Jeremy Hales and the rest of the world, and I'm going to get millions of dollars, which comes up again. Okay. And she does say, listen, I'm here to liquidate assets. I realize this is a very contentious case. You brought it into my playground.
Yeah.
We're going to move forward. So trustee goes, Miss Preston, I'm going to be swearing you in. And before that happens, Kevin, the special counsel, says, whoa, hold a second. Would you mind going over and making the statement about recording?
The disclaimer.
Yeah, the disclaimer. And so the disclaimer is, anybody who records this except for me, you are committing a federal crime.
Yep.
That's the disclaimer. And she just, all right, thank you, Kevin. And trustee says, all right, raise your right hand. And the rest of the entire meeting for an hour, literally an hour, is Lynette under oath being questioned. Interesting. All right. Why don't you take us through this part, George?
So before she puts Lynette under oath, she wanted to make it very clear that her role as the trustee is about the bankruptcy case, and that she wants to verify accuracies, determine assets that could be liquidated, and she has a fiduciary duty, and that she's not taking sides, and wanted to make that clear. Her role as the trustee is a fiduciary role where she goes through the schedules to make sure it's accurate, to find any assets to liquidate, because Lynette chose to file for bankruptcy with Chapter 7.
Oh, crookie boy.
See, they don't seem to understand this. You know, what a bankruptcy actually entails. They haven't understood that from the beginning. You know, you're saying, I don't have the funds. I don't have anything that I can pay any of these folks back with. And the bankruptcy court is supposed to look at that, see if there's truth to it, or if there's something to liquidate. They're like, hey, you know, you got this, therefore. God, very simple stuff.
I just want to publicly thank Deuce for coming up with this idea when the judge wasn't listening. Oh, wait, hold a second. The judge who they hated, but now they
And
love.
wanted to remove.
But that judge and Fed 2 pushing it to the point into bankruptcy where they're now going to lose everything. Oh, by the way, the trustee filed yesterday non-homestead exemption as well, meaning they can't keep the property. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes, because if you remember in the past, it was asked on the record under oath that she does not live in a livable structure. She lives in a camper, which one camper was repossessed, retaken, and that they bought another camper after the fact that she filed for bankruptcy.
So this all goes into the deposition under oath. Lynette was in a camper on the property. It was repoed. Then she files for bankruptcy. Then they buy another camper, and we're going to tell you how much they owe. By the way, that means you were living illegally on a vacant piece of property when you filed for bankruptcy, and she lies under oath. But George is going to get to that.
So dumb.
Yes.
So
So
dumb.
at this point, it's 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard. She asks her. She says the spiel of telling the truth under oath, and she says, "Yes, I do." And then asks, "Is your name, social security number, all correct on the petition?" And she says, "Yes." And she asks her, "Have you read all of the documents pertaining to your bankruptcy filing?" And she responds back with, "Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am." I wanted to know if she read all of the amended documents.
I like his. He needs a puppet. He needs a
does.
finger puppet.
Check this out, by the way. Here's the witness against her that we've all been waiting for. Check him out there. Isn't he beautiful?
Who put that microphone on that turtle? I'm
She can't see it.
calling
Look, it's
PETA.
right out of her eye range.
I'm calling PETA.
They should have attached it to one of her earworms.
Oh God.
So did she make sure that it was true and correct to the best of her knowledge?
Yes, to the best of my knowledge.
And then asks about her
That's
voice
a really
is so
good
cringe
impression.
today. She had like a frog or something.
I'm
in
loving
her
it.
throat.
Probably a turd.
And
Turd.
maybe she's got humidity in her gullet.
In her gullet.
Her voice was just like extra.
Maybe
raspy.
she swallowed breadstick. She swallowed breadstick whole. You never know.
The trustee then asks her, "Did you list all of the titles to your assets?" And she says, "Yes, to the best of my ability." And then she asks her,
Now, would you pause right there? The trustee isn't asking any questions she doesn't already know the answer to.
Yep, that's the
The
wonderful
trustee
lawyer
knows
trick.
of many assets that have not been listed. Everything from firearms to the jewelry that she's wearing to everything in the flea market. And the trustee gets her under oath to admit to a federal crime, commingling. We'll get to the commingling, but basically you're taking a nonprofit and a personal bank account, and everything from the nonprofit is in her personal bank account. That's illegal. Completely and totally, and it's under oath. I mean, this is just insanity. Okay,
Yes.
but keep going.
So late when she's asking her, "Did you list all of your titles and liquid assets on the documents?" And she's saying yes, but guess what wasn't listed? Her inventory from the flea market.
None of it.
None of this that she's wearing was on
And there's gonna be questions.
any of the amended filings on her bankruptcy.
That's insane.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, whoa, what do you think you're doing, Lynette? Really, these are well, I'm gonna say this as clear as I can. These aren't the people to fuck around with. Out of anybody. They can put you in jail, and you already, we found out something else too. You've seen the one marking her out. You will never believe who the handler is. I got some breaking news on that too. Check this out. Oh my God, look, it's the cricket. He's an FBI handler. Oh man, it all starting to make sense now. He didn't disappear. He was never there in the first place. Shh.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but you never knew it. I know. It's
That
starting
poor
to all
little
make
cricket. I
sense
love
now.
that cricket. We could save the cricket. Justice for the cricket.
Yep. If that cricket is still alive, I am offering $100 for information leading to his rescue. Poor little guy.
See. So then she asks her, is your list of creditors accurate?
Yes, I think so. She doesn't even know.
You don't know.
She don't even have the right
don't
name
know.
or addresses for half the people.
Right. She's got last names mixed matched. And at the time when she filed for bankruptcy, the two people that were recently added was not on the list, meaning Deuce and Flea. They weren't added on the list.
Which now opens them up to so much more liability. We love it. This is gonna be, this is gonna be good.
It is. It's amazing.
So then she goes on, the trustee goes on to ask Lynette, have you filed your 2025 tax return? And Lynette says,
but to be clear, have you filed 2020? Well, okay, go ahead.
Separate
Oh my God.
returns.
I found a Darth Vader
So
voice.
she asked her, did you file any 2020?
Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Luke, I am your father. It's terrible. It's not good.
That sounds like Temu Vader. I hear more breathing device
So
every time
bad.
the fleas come on.
Why is this voice changer so terrible? God, none of it's any good.
Yeah, some of them are awful.
They're
That's why I don't
all
play them.
bad.
Yeah, there's about 2 or 3. Like actually, I think there's a couple under voice mod that like they have a streaming mic set up, and that thing's okay, because
It's just
it-
awful.
but most of it's terrible.
They're all terrible. It's not fun. I thought it was going to be fun, but it's not fun anymore because they can't fix the voices.
I know most of them are like, that doesn't sound like what you promised me.
25 tax returns. And she responds back with, I'm disabled. I'm on disability. I'm not required to file taxes, which is true.
What?
She actually told the truth about that.
About the
But
disability, but she has to file taxes for other
the
stuff.
2025
Yeah.
tax
Well,
return
that's her thing. Like, yeah, she's not. What?
for this rescue.
Yeah, exactly. So she's not filing. And she's either not disclosing or not filing correctly for the other stuff. Oh, plus all the money. Like if she got extra money given to her by these people, if they're giving her cash, somebody's supposed to be withholding or at least filing taxes. Again, there are many ways. You get a lot of write-offs if people are smart about it, but these people are not doing that. They're just pretending the money was just there. They actually said on a live stream that David, a UK citizen, was somehow responsible for US taxes.
What?
Yeah, they said that.
Oh, yeah, I
it was-
remember that. That was crazy.
Yeah, it's like you can't make a citizen from another country pay the taxes. You got to do it.
Second.
Yeah, no.
You don't have to file tax returns on your disability income. If you're making side hustle money, you have to file taxes on it.
Yes,
Which she
you do.
is
I just
from
did
the
my
flea market
taxes.
and
It
the
hurt.
Yeah, they're painful.
Oh my God, it hurts so bad. Oh,
Yep.
Send breadsticks for taxes, folks. It's tax season again.
Indeed.
And tax season for independent contractors, it
Oh,
hurts.
it's painful. It is very.
Oh, it hurts so bad.
Yeah. Yep, it's very painful.
I can't even think about it. I'll get a migraine.
Man, the other thing too, all these people, I remember back when, the money we talk about they were given. Remember when they all suddenly upgraded all of their tech, everything? Like they all came in with new phones and they were bragging about it. They were talking about new microphones and new computers.
Oh,
and shit.
yeah, I remember. Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite a bit because everybody did it. I wonder if a certain donor paid for that or if he paid for it and didn't know that,
Yeah, I'm wondering if it was something he didn't know.
I'm wondering if it's something Lynette Preston didn't know either. Lynette's stupid as shit because they've tried to come up again. Lynette, all of this is not someone else's fault. This is your fault. You went down this road. You let them tell you to go down it. And now you're letting them tell you that lying about this stuff is fine. You know damn well, again, you are on tape saying that you know this stuff is fake. that all of the fence stuff was paid for with gift cards from others. You didn't even know total. I mean, just bullshit. And you called her a liar. It's the same thing. She called Lisa a liar just as much as she called John Cook a liar.
Mm-hmm.
So
trading post, which under oath she says she doesn't even know what that is. We'll get there. And she admits she's commingling. All the funds are in her personal bank account.
Dumb.
If this woman isn't arrested by the end of the week, there's something wrong with Florida.
I don't think she realizes.
We're not even there yet.
No, we're not. You're
But
jumping ahead.
The trustee is setting her up for this. Like the insanity.
Yeah. So she goes from I'm disabled and I'm not required to file taxes, but then later testifies or not testifies, but admits that she runs a booth at the flea market and has this 501c3.
And all the money goes in her personal bank account.
Just insane. This whole thing is just
that's
insane
called
to me.
commingling.
So then she asks her.
Yes,
not
and
allowed.
it's a big no-no. You can do it. Look, folks, if you want to understand that too, if you're running a business or something, depends on how you run it. Like with us, with independent contractors, we can do businesses that way. 501c3 is a different beast.
Yeah,
It
that's
has
a different thing. You have to have a board of directors. You have to have meetings every year. It's a whole thing. I don't have a 501c3.
No,
that's
none of us,
too
because that's a
difficult.
nonprofit. We're not running nonprofits. We're
For
independent
profit.
contractors.
For profit. Lots of profit here. Send breadsticks.
Yes. If you would like to help us profit, by the way, which we do, by the way, put on our taxes.
Yes, which we always report to the IRS.
Yeah.
And it's a big pain in the ass and a big headache every year. I've been doing taxes for a solid month. And I just realized I screwed it up today and I had to redo my entire spreadsheet. I've had nothing but tax headaches.
I have a little table that sits over by my stuff, and I was lazy for a week, and I see all these receipts piling up. I'm like, no,
Oh yeah.
Oh God, I hate it. It's every year, but I'm just
I
piling.
hate it too.
Yep. Anyway, let's continue. It'll turn into a let's bitch about taxes.
Let's bitch about the IRS. But if you want to help with the tax bill that cometh, because believe me, it does. Send breadsticks.
If you would like to, support the channel and the endeavors that we do as we laugh at stupid people, definitely send breadsticks. Because this, it's amazing. This stuff is real some days. I am very much like, how is this a real story?
Well, did you file
tax forms for your nonprofit?
For your nonprofit.
She goes, yes, I just did it online and I got my 990 e-card. Now, 990, most of you have no idea what that means. Okay. So a 990 is a nonprofit. You think of nonprofits and you go, well, they don't have to pay taxes. They still have to file. And it's called the 990. Okay. For me, with an organization that was doing $1 million a year, filing a 990 with a CPA cost me about 50 grand a year. Every year, you have to file. You have to file a 990. Okay. It's complete and total transparency. Remember, when you have a nonprofit, nonprofits have to be transparent with all income, assets, with all losses. You have to be transparent to the public. That's part of you actually being a nonprofit, a 501c3. Well, she's filed literally nothing except she said, well, I just did it online. I got my 990 e-card.
Oh God, her e-postcard.
First time ever.
It was so easy. So remember that. So then the trustee asked her, can you provide that? Because they didn't turn any of that in with her initial petition for bankruptcy.
Well, the trustee says, I want the last 4 years of tax returns. And Lynette goes, there's not going to be any except for this one. We didn't do it because I didn't understand, but now I'm 100% accurate.
But before she said that, she explained to her, she's like, I've had this nonprofit for a very long time.
Years.
Oh, shit. So she's never done taxes and had it for years?
I guess.
Holy God, that is a real problem. That is a terrible admission. This woman here, Oh my God, she may walk herself into even bigger problems. Lynette,
The only thing is, I just have no faith even in
no
these
faith at
systems
all.
that are supposed to like stop people from being scam artists. The fact that she's gotten to the age she is and has been able to scam the system for as long as she has makes me pretty
Dude.
skeptical that they'll stop her.
The other day, she was talking about doing estate cleanups. That's going to
What?
be her. Yeah, her next thing, she's like, I want to get into estate cleanups. You know, she was
no.
talking about that. Yeah,
What is
so
that? What does that even mean?
when a state like somebody dies or whatever, and they
Estate
need to clean out
sales or
well, they need to clean out, they need to catalog and everything else.
oh
There was a
great.
conversation. She said, I want to start doing estate cleanouts for families that don't want to clean out the family home, etc. All for
Oh
the
yeah.
rescue. Yeah, we then sell what we find, offer it for a tiny fee plus everything in the house or condo. So we keep everything we find in your home or whatever. We get to keep it all. Plus, we charge you some money, of course. But I'm like, wait, well, not just that. She can't work, but she can clean out homes.
Yeah. Well, we've seen that she's not disabled. Come on.
No, absolutely not. She needs to be busting ass up as a Walmart greeter or something. I mean, she can do that.
Oh,
She
she
can run
can
a
do a
cash
lot.
register, you know?
She can do a lot because she stands at that flea market all day or she
Yeah.
hauls tools around on that property and jumps over things.
And what a
She's
bunch
not,
of
I'm sorry,
bullshit.
but she is not what I would consider disabled, and I don't know how she gets away with it.
She gets away with it because she's never had it put under a microscope. But my God, like that's the thing. Like she's talking about running a business and again, cleaning out estates, my Lord. These are, you've seen their place. I don't know if I would want them trying to clean out my place, you know?
No,
Ugh.
no,
Long
well,
time, she
Could you
said.
absolutely
imagine?
not.
And she said
Illegally.
it was like a tax thingy. That's what my note says, that she said it was like a tax thingy, trying to explain the 990E card. And
Then the trustee's like, well,
that's when she asked for, can you provide me the last 4 years of your tax returns?
and then the trustee says, well, are you going to go back and you're going to file all the previous years? And she goes, I don't have to. I lost everything. I lost the nonprofit.
Oh,
It's
of course she
brand
did.
new this year. It's just coming back.
She lost
and
it
we
all.
don't ever get
Sure.
any donations.
She tried to blame it on the federal shutdown.
Okay.
What?
Huh?
Under oath, Lynette tells a federal trustee in a federal court, we never get any donations.
No income,
Remember
no
this.
donations. Yes.
Remember this, because this completely and totally conflicts when she's asked about all the merchandise in her flea market booth. Okay. They get no donations. So she perjures herself when you hear the opposite side of the question later here in the. This isn't a deposition. She's just under oath and being questioned by the federal court, and she lies through her tooth. Okay.
So she went from, I've had this nonprofit for a long time, and then her answer changes saying that she wasn't required to. How does that make any sense? Like, if you've been running a 501c3, you should know how to run a business, and that taxes are required. Even if you've made zero income, zero donations, you still have to report that to the IRS. They're not mind readers. They don't know. You
Yeah.
still have to file the appropriate paperwork.
Yeah,
so
the,
that
the
you're
first
in-
few years I ran a YouTube channel, period, you know, it was a loss, especially when we got it, even years that we, you know, when we started trying to get into comics and do it ourselves, that was a loss. You talk about freaking insane amounts of money that we spent on screw ups, you know, like trying to figure it out. But we have to report everything there because you have a lot of income. If you have any income whatsoever, it's still, even if you end up losing money, you've got to explain that.
You want to hear something disturbing?
What's that?
I just found out that George was on with Rosalind last Thursday, and she mentioned live that they would be offering their auctioneer services to estate sale entities.
Oh, and that's when that happens because
Can you say stalker much? Like what in the heck? And then all of a sudden Lynette is interested in estate sales.
that's crazy.
I don't know what it is with your obsession with these people, Lynette, but it's got to stop.
No, my uncle does estates and stuff like that here. They have a business where they do it here, and here's the thing: Jeremy Hales and George, they're equipped to do that kind of stuff. It is hard work. You're talking about, you got to set it up. You've also got to remember that some of these families, it's not just, hey, kids that, are trying to get an extra buck off of, Grandpa Joe's money. It could be like their widow or whatever that's, needing money too. So you could really screw a person in that.
And
so you need somebody.
Do you remember the pictures of Lynette's Northport house before she got it cleaned up to move?
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember that she had to call Jamie to come down and help her clean the house?
Yep.
So she thinks she can go clean out estates by herself? She couldn't even clean up her own house in Northport.
I mean, that's hellish work. My
But she's disabled. Okay.
My ex's mother did like home clean outs. So she built a very successful business out of that in some of the small areas in Tennessee, and grew it from there, grew it into Nashville. But the amount of work and the speed you have to work at too. You have to be good at it. You have to be competent. They're also wanting to operate. Where are they going to operate? They keep saying they're not going to leave Otter Creek. I mean, how many people live in Otter Creek? How many people live in those surrounding areas? So, the competition here, you have competition that actually knows what they're doing.
Order and it in line with
I didn't know that.
Well, I just found that
the
out.
federal agencies, because she said I was doing some studying and I've learned, and now that I'm on track. I'm on track. With the federal agencies.
I'm 100% accurate now.
So then she went on to explain that they get no income, no donations, and that they've had to pay for it out of their own pocket for the last few years.
I wonder if they were claiming that as tax deductions. We'll get to that further later.
According to her answer, she wasn't educated and
we were paying for it out of pocket. Well, then that would be a donation to the nonprofit, which she did not submit donation receipts, tax deductible receipts. That's illegal. I mean, you guys realize my specialty is nonprofits, 501c3, particularly religious, but they all, whether it's religious, educational, all falls under the tax code 501c3. That's why it's called 501c3. It's a tax code. And that being said, there are so many illegal things that she has done and she has not done. So, for example, not done, didn't file 990s, didn't send out tax deductible receipts. There are people that we know of that gave to her rescue, particularly $5, just knowing she would not give them a tax deductible receipt so they could get, so
and that she wouldn't claim it or file it on her 2020.
For a time such as this.
Yes. So
it's called playing the long game.
So even if she was the one paying out of pocket, then it should have been considered a donation as her as a person.
Now, there are things that she did illegally. So things she didn't do, which was illegal, and things she did do. So as George said, out of pocket, she commingled the funds. This is completely and totally illegal. She put anything for the rescue with personal in one bank account. Same thing Flea has done with the donations for Lynette when in her personal bank account. These are federal crimes.
I knew it.
No.
I knew that was going to be
Pay
the
attention
case.
because she doesn't have a separate bank account for her rescue.
And the trustee knows. And they know Fleesa did the exact same thing. All going to be deposed on this. I mean, this is insanity. Okay.
That's why typically, like with a YouTuber, even if a YouTuber gets involved and they go to the point where they set up something through one of the like an Indiegogo or whomever, GoFundMe, whatever. And when they set it up, they turn the whole thing over with the money intact to the other person. That's the smartest way to do it. That way you don't have any issues whatsoever off of it.
Right.
Because God, if you do this to Lord. Anyway.
I'm gonna get worked up if we don't keep moving on.
So the trustee wanted to clarify. So she goes, so with your nonprofit, did you have it terminated and renewed? And
yes, we did out of our own pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So Lynette says, yes, it was completely and totally terminated and renewed.
Mm-hmm.
That is not what happened. But you know what? We're going to let the federal court take care of that because they requested all paperwork to prove every answer from Lynette, already knowing the answers before they asked the questions.
So the trustee does asks her, can you provide proof and documentation of when it was terminated? And she says, yes, I can get that. Yeah, it's online. We'll get it. Again, why wasn't that turned in prior through her lawyer? She has a lawyer that's representing her.
Yeah.
But then again, we already know he's not organized.
Well, you notice he turned in the paperwork that he was supposed to give in December. They got a paperwork for today, just like the last time that something was supposed to be due. He came in on the day of a hearing.
Yep.
I mean, they complained about him doing that. Remember when they complained about him doing that before? And they were like, oh, well, that won't happen again. And
based on his history. And she asked her, she goes, I know this may be a silly question, but do you pay child support or alimony?
No, ma'am.
It'd be funny if she paid crook alimony.
No.
Oh boy, wait till you get to the answer about Crook and the daughter. But we're almost there.
She asked her, the trustee asked, have you ever transferred any property or assets to a family member or friends?
No, ma'am.
Do you have anyone holding cash for you?
Now hold a second. You realize the trustee already knows about the PayPal funds that Deuce did and already knows about all the thing that Flea did. Has all the information, has all the communication from DR, Doctor, the donor across the pond. Has it all. Has snippets of all the live streams, has the video feed, has everything on Flea and Deuce. Ask this question personally, on the record, under oath, because perjury charges are coming.
Yeah.
And she says,
No, ma'am.
Nobody's holding any of her money.
No, ma'am.
Yeah.
The trustee, special counsel already have all the info.
What happened to $18,000 they admitted to then?
Yeah, she's deciding to lie about it in bankruptcy court.
Holy shit, Lynette. I mean, seriously, what these people have done, Lynette, you would have been better off sticking to your original answers and saying that they stole your money instead, and they're holding it for hostage, saying blah, 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 because at least then you might have seen some justice off of it,
I don't understand why she would lie for them when she's on tape on your, talking to you, saying that Flea has all this money. But now in federal court, nobody has any money.
Because she is a weak person. She is very weak.
And stupid.
Yes.
Don't forget stupid.
You had it again, you walked yourself this route. So the idea that you could recover money, it became slimmer and slimmer for yourself anyway. But you could have at least seen some justice off of it because these people did fuck you over, and they put you on this path too. You could have at least, tried to set it up because you could have had a hell of a case about Bruce too. You could have gone after that sucker, They really could have. They could have gone after him too, but oh well.
The evidence.
So anyone holding cash for her as a person, as her sole person. Then she goes on to ask, do you have anyone holding any cash or assets for your nonprofit?
No, ma'am.
Oh, no.
But remember, she's doing everything for the turtles. All of this is solely for the turtles.
For the turtles. I love turtles. For the turtles.
So no income for the turtles? How can they afford to pay?
No
for
income,
anything?
no expenses, no nothing.
And then she asks, do you intend or do you expect to inherit any money?
Or property.
No, ma'am.
And then she goes on to say, gosh, these schedules have been filed in parts instead of as a whole.
Yeah,
so I have to dig through all the different
Saran wrap's supposed to file them.
Did they seriously spend 20? I haven't read the document. I'm looking at what this is going on too. Did they seriously spend $26,000 on that camper?
Can you believe that?
Good God, man. They were asking for $5,000 in unsecured money so they could go in and put a down payment on a almost, well, closer to $30,000 vehicle, you know? I don't know how much they put down either, you know? But God, I mean, that's crazy. There is no way. Like their payments must be insane at that amount of money, especially for people that, you know.
Well, and there's already a lien on it.
Yeah, and on top of that too, they have they already have a vehicle itself that they're paying. Again, with everything put together, they're paying over $1,000 a month on. You know, with the Jeep.
Wow.
Yeah, so they've got that. I mean, that's a third of their money clipped just like that. So, then with this, there's no way that even if they clip it down to a third, Lord, then with everything that doesn't sound livable. You know, how would they ever, you know, they may have been able to get donors to pay for their property taxes and stuff, but that alone, they'll end up losing that shit down a few years down the road just from that, I bet you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no way they can keep the grifts up to provide that kind of, God, that's nuts.
As one document, he screwed everything up. Boy, that's a genius of a lawyer right there.
Yeah.
Ralph, you know what? He should get into practice with Deuce. They could be the dynamic deuce.
The dynamic deuce.
That means two.
Yeah.
Like number two. They could be the dynamic number two. I mean, Saran wrap literally looks like somebody went number two
like
on
someone
him.
dunked him in the toilet. Yeah. So
They
then she
broadcast
asks
from the
her, do you
toilet,
live in
too.
Otter Creek, Florida? She says yes. She goes, when did you purchase the property?
Because remember,
When
she
did
lied
you-
to us.
Remember, she emailed us.
She emailed us that she was the owner.
That she purchased the property across the street, which was July of 2021.
So she told us she was the owner. She lied to us. We were trespassing on property with false information telling us that she was the owner.
Guess what her answer was?
October 2021.
Pretty sure July and October are not the same months.
No, I can't read and I can't do math, but I like looking at you. And when I look at you and you say that, I just go,
Pretty sure July comes before October.
Yep.
Which means she didn't own the property back in July. And it wasn't until October of 2021 when she owned
Wait,
the
hold
property.
a second. Maybe Lynette went to school where Bonehead says that teachers who teach 8th grade aren't smarter than 9th graders because they only teach at 8th grade and 9th graders are smarter than 8th grade teachers.
Oh my God.
Bone.
I think that Bone Crusher is having a crisis. I think his family really needs to go check on him.
That is an amazing statement, though. You know, that apparently you're understanding where you go in and you degree seek. So you have to go into it to get a degree. You still don't have to be smarter than, again, your average student. Have you seen the average student sometimes? I mean, nothing, not trying to be ugly, but we're not talking about the exceptional students. We're talking about the average ones here.
Yeah, right.
Oh, man.
Bonehead literally said this. Ray Bean Bonehead said this, that 9th graders or any grade, you can pick the span, are smarter than the teachers of the lower levels. That's his philosophy and logic. If you went into a higher grade, then you're smarter than the teacher. By the way, the teachers went to college.
Yep.
And what does this say about Lynette and Crook homeschooling this child?
Oh.
No
With
education.
no education, background, nothing.
Nothing.
So then the trustee goes on to ask her, so when you purchased it, was it vacant land? And she was like stumbled. She was stumbling. She goes, what do you mean? What do you mean? There were 3 old houses on the property.
There were 3 buildings. We were hoping to remodel one and live in it, but it couldn't be saved.
Saying that one could be done not living. It wasn't livable because they were dilapidated buildings. They were isn't the word inhabitable?
Yeah. And so the trustee already knows this. The trustee is setting this up for no homestead. Because to have a homestead, first of all, you have to have a home. So Lynette completely says none of the 3 buildings were livable or habitable. Absolutely. And so the trustee says, so you weren't living in them. Lynette's so stupid, she doesn't even know the trustee's setting her up.
Yeah.
And the trustee's just doing her job, proving the truth, asking questions.
Yeah.
So you weren't living in the buildings? No, ma'am. Did they have utilities? Well, we had utilities brought in. We had to get water hooked up. We had to get a power pole. Okay.
She said there was a septic system, but it was not up to par.
So they had to build a new one. You see what the trustee is saying? You bought the land. You weren't living there. There were no livable structures.
It was vacant.
It's vacant piece of property.
Vacant.
It's not a homestead.
Yes.
And nothing they've
By the way,
done.
did
to
you
this
see
point-
the Ray stuff like he has up right now where he has 6 parts of a live stream where he couldn't figure out how to get going? Now,
Oh no.
yeah. And oh my God, they're still up. That's crazy. They've been up for 3 days. See, if you and I have I'm not, we can have problems every now and then.
It
right? There could be an
happens. It
issue.
happened to me today.
You don't leave them up. See, look at that.
No.
I'll put this right back up in just a second, but I want to show you this real fast because I think this is funny. I took a screenshot of it just to show you. This is what it looks like there. It's just got
Third try, fourth try.
It just left them up. And I mean, look at.
Is there any sound or anything?
Look at that. This is the face when I have private time with paintings.
This is all Clark Stark's fault.
Oh.
I got a message from somebody that I think it might have been one of you in the chat said you're concerned that Ray might be seeing things because you had a family member with dementia who started seeing people that weren't there. That's a real possibility when he keeps saying that he's being stalked by somebody and he's like following a person. Like, is this? We know it's not Clark Stark. We tease about it, but I don't think anybody's following him around.
No, not at all. Well, the funny thing, I mean, Clark Stark laughs about it, but he's sitting there thinking, what the hell is happening? Oh, Lord.
Creates an illegal homestead, which the trustee has already filed yesterday, non-homestead exemption in the courts.
So then she goes on to ask about did she purchase the property solo or with someone else? And she says that she purchased it with John Crook.
Crook, my ex-husband.
She does ask, what's your relation to Crook? And she said, he's my ex-husband. He is the co-owner. We're living on the property together. We're divorced. We don't have any type of relationship.
The next question is so good.
And she asked her, when did you
get a divorce?
I don't keep dates. I could tell you.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
We're not a couple anymore.
I don't know. We're not a couple.
We're raising a child.
With disabilities, it's just easier to be with somebody to share the expenses. She doesn't know when she got a divorce.
Yeah.
Doesn't know.
She said when you're on disability, it's too expensive. So that's what brings the question up. If 2 people are on disability, which is limited income, why in the world would they be interested in adopting a child?
They should raise fleas
with special needs. Wouldn't that be even more expensive?
Yeah, you would think.
Doesn't know when she got divorced. That's interesting enough.
I don't keep dates. But it's interesting that she knew when she bought the property, but she don't keep dates.
She told Judge Grudge in Levy County, I remember everything. I remember because my brain, that's how it works. Isn't it convenient? Her mom dies, her mom doesn't die, right? Now I remember dates. That's how my brain works. I can't remember dates. That's how my brain works. I have teeth. I don't have teeth. I mean, it just goes on and on. Crook didn't point that gun. He did point it. Insanity. Oh my goodness. The insanity. It's bad.
So then she asked her, do you have a mortgage on the property? And she said, no, we paid for it with cash. And she asked her, well, where did the cash come from? She goes, from the sale of our house. Now, remember, she had a beautifully remodeled house.
It really was a nice house.
3.5, 4 hours.
After all the work, it did look good. you know?
Well, it was a mess because, she's a slob.
Yeah, but I'm
But
saying the house itself, you
the
know?
house had a very nice modern kitchen
Mhm.
with nice countertops and like a nice backyard and a playroom, a screened-in porch, where a play area would be. It was a perfect house for a kid. It was absolutely perfect. She left that to go camping. She was gonna live in a tent with a baby in the Florida heat. That's what she said. She told people, "Well, I can't live in a tent. I thought we'd be able to, but we couldn't even make it over the weekend. So, well, I have to get a camper." That's when the camper nonsense started. It makes no sense why she did this.
Yeah,
None.
I personally, like, looking at all that mess, I get that they thought they could get a payday from these people, but that's insane. You know, that it's absolutely insane to watch somebody and to watch them, doing nice things and to think, I'm going to be the one that gets it, you know?
Mhm.
That's weird, man. I could never I see plenty of like YouTube. I know some really, some really nice giving, people, but I could not imagine like moving across the street from one and thinking they're going to hook me up.
And that was her intention.
Yeah, there's no other. I mean, Otter Creek. Come on, man.
They
We're not
they
talking
had
about.
worn out their welcome in Northport, and the people in Northport were getting sick of the grift, and they didn't want to pay them anymore. They didn't want to keep helping them, and so there wasn't anybody to grift off of anymore. Plus, they had gotten into a bunch of political fights, so they had gotten a reputation around town, same kind of reputation that they have now in Otter Creek.
Just wild, like all of it. I like looking at it though. I could understand, like, if they were trying to tell their story and saying, "Well, we did this," and if they would have done it, say Jeremy moved to Miami or something. Let's just throw out a random place, right? But if you moved somewhere like that, okay, all right. But Otter Creek, I mean, you became again 3 people. You're like 3% of the population. You
Mhm.
know, so that doesn't make a lot of sense. And then to to live in squalor, to give up your home and shit. God, nuts.
South of Otter Creek.
Oh, but don't worry, George. There was a strategy in moving to Otter Creek. She texted that. We have the screenshots.
Yeah.
We have the original
strategy. Nowhere in there did she say she was saving the child from COVID and from illness. It was a strategy.
She wanted to put up signs on the corner to say, "Come get eggs from me. Come pet the turtle." She wanted to do all of this. Now she's complaining that people drive down the road. She wanted this. This is what she wanted. She's got it. Now she doesn't want it. Okay.
Yes. And then she said, the existing building, you couldn't habitate in it. We moved in a camper to the campground.
You notice, Megan, by the way, we weren't in the documentation.
I did notice that.
We have been told a million times that, from them with John Cook and everybody, that they were all going to come after us. And sue us.
Apparently she said it in the bankruptcy hearing. Did you miss that at the
Yeah,
beginning?
but we're not listed. Okay,
No.
you sued.
She keeps saying it though.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Lynette, you put me in a freaking lawsuit, and I am going to own you. You think Jeremy Hales is an asshole? I am going to be the biggest asshole you have ever met. You contact me.
I can attest to this. That's true.
Oh, yeah. Look, you can't.
He's an asshole to me, and we're friends.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what he would do. To
I'm
somebody
telling
he
you,
hates.
I will never stop covering you. Ever. I don't give a fuck if Jeremy Hales is there or not. You move off to, I don't care if you move to Alaska. I'm going to hire Clark Stark to give me notes on what's going there. Did you know that they're trying to live inside of a polar bear? I mean, seriously, to think that you contacted and then you can pull that, you don't get it both ways. It's just like only me, man. You can't play that game. So you come at me, especially. You haven't tried to line up that debt so it'll secure away. I'll own you forever. I will. You this game you want to play here with all your little pals. Oh, it's going to be good. And I'm going to drag it to like I said, once one of these people puts me in a lawsuit, I'm going to drag them over to every channel I can. And I'm going to show who they are. I'm going to expose all their records, but I'm going to do it on a large scale. It's going to become, right now I'm covering a case. So to a degree, yes, I've covered it for a while for sure, but I haven't. What's funny? In that interview, when we talk, I tell her, hey, I don't talk about your kid or anything like that. You know what? She agrees with me. Well, you can sue me over. You agreed with me. I don't talk about your kid. I don't.
Bruce
I talk about your red flags.
freaking asked us to cover the kid. He
Yeah.
sent us pictures of the kid, her lawyer.
Well,
You are not going to sue me for talking about a kid your lawyer told me to talk about.
Hey, you're also, oh my God. These people, like I said, they've got this idea that they want to come after us, that they want it until they get it. I will make your fucking life my mission to cover. I will. It will be just like, oh, you thought the stuff every 3 days with Only Me was bad. Holy shit. With them, every night, every night. I'll be like, this is the idiots that decided to, every day.
Yeah, they've called you obsessive before. They have no idea
I
how
am
bad it can get.
I am obsessive. Like, I really am. Oh, you think that's bad? You should see the folders and folders. Every time I finish something, I have to set it aside. You should see the drop boxes and stuff we keep. We keep everything on these people. They have no idea. And that's the disorganized shit that we haven't even put in yet. Holy God, man. And then you get all these other organized people. Oh, man. Anyway. All right. Want some, get some.
And then we were going to, and we moved on the camper to the campground until we built our house. She used the words built our house, but she doesn't have a house.
Doesn't have one. So this is where the trustee really starts to zero in. This is not a homestead. So they are currently illegally claiming homestead. Okay. And so she goes, so you owned a camper before the property? And so she said, you owned a camper before you bought the property. And she goes, well, 1 or 2 weeks, it was the same time. Trustee later goes, this is not the same time. The reason why the trustee is stating this, because if they bought the property and then have a camper, or have a camper and then place it on the property. So if they had a camper and placed it on the property, or if they bought the property, then have a camper, there's a very vast difference in the legalities in regards to homesteading, which doesn't matter because she goes and then tells on herself, they bought the camper after the property, and then they lived on the campground for over a year.
And then she asked her if they've ever lived on a tent on the property.
Oh
And
boy.
They have our tent screenshots as well.
Yeah, because she created a GoFundMe saying that she was gonna stay on the property in a tent with the child, the sick child
in the tent. Which, by the way, the sick child and the turtles comes up by the trustee as well.
Yeah.
But just wait. Okay, when did you start construction?
I don't know. We stayed on the campground for a year. The property was just so gross.
It was gross.
Oh, Tug.
She said it was gross.
There it is.
Again,
There it is. There goes your what was it? Property defamation claims.
Yeah.
Remember when they said they were going to sue me for remember that?
Yeah.
Property because I made Legos about her gross property, and here she is in court calling it gross. Yeah.
Nuts, man. All these
Good
people.
luck.
Oh, I very much look forward to if they want to. I'm not like the Fats either. I'm not going to say that and then be like, I ain't going to show up in court. Oh no, I'm going to lawyer up with a motherfucker that will crush you. I am. I'm going to get one of the best free speech lawyers that I can find in these areas. A bolsterous, a mean ass that will counter. So that will be part of it. I'll be like, well, part of my thing is these people file bankruptcy. So, again, they're going to learn you can't write off all this bullshit anyway,
Yeah.
But yep, they want it. They'll get it. All right.
moving here to save the child and protect her from illness. Why would you buy a piece of property that was so gross and none of the houses are habitable? So then she says, I don't have the permits in front of me. The town was dinking around and we couldn't get a zoning
Oh,
letter.
dude, do you think
my dad
before
uses that word.
Do you think before the trial, I've got long hair. Do you think I can puff it into an afro
Yes.
and drape
I
myself in
do.
an American flag?
Yes, I do.
Oh my God, that'd be
I
amazing.
think that would be excellent.
Oh
Yes.
Lord. I'd be like, my vindication will be televised. People are like, who is that clown? Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
it's funny.
Or something like that, that she blamed it on the town for not being able to live on her property immediately. But she just said that the property was so gross. Because remember, that
I'll fund
property
it.
was a dump for decades. And she knew that prior to buying it. But she moved here to save the child because of her illness. But let's buy a piece of property that's gross, and that was a dump from a beautifully remodeled home.
Interesting. The trustee goes on to ask, are you living in the structures?
No.
She goes, so you're still in the camper?
Yes.
A different camper. She said it's a different,
now it's a different camper. Now this is huge, and Lynette's too stupid, and Saran Wrap's too stupid to understand why this is so huge. So they buy a piece of property, has no livable structure. Then they buy a camper. They move up, live on a campground, then move the camper onto the property that still had no livable structure. Okay. So there's no homestead. So then she goes, you're still in the camper? No, it's a different camper. They get rid of the camper, still no home. File bankruptcy, still no home. Then buy a new camper under bankruptcy. And the trustee knows all of this. There is no homestead, and they're going after the new camper. And she's drilling in on these questions. And Lynette's too stupid to know that she is driving this bus and she's running herself over, crook over, and eventually gets to do some FLESA as well once we get to donations.
Well, she also drives the bus over herself because this exnays her narrative of buying a piece of property because of the child's illness. She just said it was gross and none of the structures were habitable, and that she said they got the new camper because of the baby's illness.
Ooh, which
they did. She said they didn't repo it. She gave it.
She gave it back. She told him to come and get it.
It's the same thing because of the black mold.
So then the trustee goes, well, so you bought this camper during bankruptcy. She said this was post bankruptcy, and Lynette goes, no, it's the same time.
Around the same time.
And she goes, no, there is no same time. It either happened before or after.
Oh,
she goes, was the same company.
Remember? We said you can't buy a camper when you're in the middle of bankruptcy.
She also, to remind people about the time period, she was trying to get people to give $5,000. And we were first of all, we telling her, don't do it. You can't do that. And we're telling other people, don't give her an unsecured loan. She's in the middle of bankruptcy. That's bad. We told them on both sides. So I remember very well that being in the bankruptcy.
Found it on a lot.
And then the trustee goes, so this is the Coleman Dutchman that you owe over $19,000 on, has a lien.
Well, yeah.
And then she goes, well,
me and Harley Grace, we live in the camper, and Crook, he lives in a shed.
Thing.
The shed thing.
It's a shell thing and now a shed thing.
On the property.
Maybe they should make a business out of that too. They build like half
it's a shed thing.
Yeah, like half livable sheds. It's a shed thing.
Not livable at all sheds.
Yeah. Well, it's livable as opposed to falling straight in a blue bucket.
Yeah. Interesting, isn't that?
Does it come with a game bottle turned into a toilet?
Trust me, we're going to get there.
So she did say, she goes, a lot of people do buy little sheds at like Home Depot or Lowe's. She mentioned one of those stores and they convert it into a tiny home. However, the little shed thing on their property isn't a tiny home. It doesn't have plumbing. It doesn't have a bathroom. It doesn't have a kitchenette.
And it's illegal in the state of Florida to live in a shed.
With no occupancy permit.
They're illegally living on the property.
Literally, at this point, it's just like a tool shed. So you can't call it a tiny home if there's no indoor plumbing where they could use the bathroom, shower. It's literally just 4 squares and a bed. So then she goes on to ask her about the.
Does anybody remember? I'm curious. I know somebody in the chat may know this answer. How much money did they get when they sold their home?
I think I knew this. It was more than what they paid for that property.
Yeah.
I think
they paid 26 or something. They said something crazy like that.
Yeah, and I think it was at least 60, or the chat's saying 130. I want to say maybe they made wow, the chat's all over the place.
Yeah,
I'm seeing 83, 235. It wasn't 235. It was in the I want to say that I remember the number 60,000 was what they walked away with after they purchased the property, and I've always wondered, where did the 60 go?
Well, I mean, when you look at the barn skeleton and everything, God, I mean, that that is mismanagement at an extreme. You know, if they had that much money, you spend almost half of it on the property itself, and then you get nothing done. That's and on top of it, again, Lynette, the one thing you should always remember, and this is, I think a lot of them want to sue folks like us because we know exactly what happened. We watched it, and the $100,000 is inconvenient. The insanity that they've been involved with, it's inconvenient. Them going out and stalking their neighbors, it's inconvenient. And we can prove all of that stuff and much more.
Jeep Gladiator. Who owns the Jeep Gladiator? She says it's in both her and Kirk's name, which I believe she mentioned that initially on her bankruptcy paperwork and in the last time she was questioned.
And the trustee's like, I requested the title, the registration, I requested the payoff amount, the whole deal.
Yeah.
And Lynette goes, I'll get that to you this week. They've had months.
She asked for this back in December.
Yeah, because they put in the wrong totals. Their stuff did not make sense in their last filing. Like it makes no sense. You can't understand like how much the way that they set it up, the payoff amount, none of it makes sense. By the way, I bought a 2005. Now this was a few years back, but you can still find. I bought a 2005 Jeep. I can't even remember what it is. It's a big white vehicle. You know, it's sitting outside my home now. It was the car before I had my car I'm driving now, but I paid $2,500 for it. Why? Because I couldn't afford anything else.
Right.
And it ran. These people, they are paying more. Like that would be a 2 months and a half for what they pay.
Wow.
You know? Yeah, so they could own a vehicle outright. Even if you had to service it and stuff, it would be more beneficial to do that. Because again, you're talking about a vehicle that, I mean, they're pumping. God, if you're pumping $12,000 a year.
Well, they bought it almost new from a dealer.
Yep.
That was stupid.
Yep. Because the cost, man, I remember I went in and got my Armada, right? It was not new, by the way. I didn't do that, but I went in and, I mean, I know people can't do this all the time, but I went in and I had enough to pay for it. You know, I wanted to buy it outright. Now, I looked at what the financing conditions that they wanted to put on were, and the amount of money I would have paid in, like say I took the longest loan like they probably did, the amount of money I would have ended up paying, I would have paid that vehicle, I think 3 times if I would have taken their loan.
Yeah. Now, my dad used to always buy cars at auctions, and he would always pay cash for them. And he would drive a car into the ground. Like I remember he had like a gold Grand National. We called it the Golden Chariot. It literally had a hole in the floor in the back seat that I would watch the road go by. I remember as being a little kid sitting back there and just watching the road under my feet. You know, like, and that's how, you know, that's how my dad became somebody who had money, because he didn't spend it unless he had to.
Right.
And then he wouldn't take out any financing. He would save money until he had the money to pay for the full vehicle, and he would buy it. And he always bought used. I remember when he bought the first new car we had, and he paid cash for that too.
We used to go down to state auctions with one of my best friends. I tell the junkyard I talk about, that crazy place. Well, we would go down there and he'd buy a bunch of vehicles, and everybody would drive them and stuff, or we'd junk them if not, but we would drive them back if we thought they were drivable to from Nashville down into Bill. Oh my God, you talk about some crazy stuff. I was driving one of these junky ass old police cars. I got out on the interstate, and I went to switch lanes. I was like, oh, and the power steering went out. I was like, oh my God, I can't turn it. And so you're fighting with it, trying to turn it. So I start to turn it, and the power steering kicks back in. So I'm putting all that pressure in it. All of a sudden, wrap across. Like, oh my God, So we get off and we caravan, back. And sometimes, like if a car would kick off, it like stop. And it needed to be pushed. We'd push one of the other cars behind it because they'd have those big steel bumpers. We just get behind them and push them with the other cars. Oh Lord, yeah, we used to do crazy shit with that. But we get cars that you could run. We get them for a few $100. Now these days it'd probably be a few $1,000s, but you can find stuff. They went out of their price range, but then again, it was money that wasn't theirs in the first place. It was a back payment, from the state. So they thought, instead of putting that money into something smart, just like, again, and I'm not talking investment. I'm just saying, you invest in yourself. You put that money to where
these are people who are not good at managing money, and it shows. It shows. And it's just, and then it's our problem. Like just J-Hip says, we have to make sure that these people stay alive. Let's go to work every day, folks, and pay your taxes so that Lynette Preston and John Cook can be kept alive on your back and on your dollar, because they can't manage their own money. They can't manage their own lives. We have to take care of them, make sure they don't die. That's our responsibility, I guess, because they're both on disability. They're both on the dole. And guess who's paying for it? Everybody.
And they think with this too, they hook up with a bunch of shady pieces of shit, and they think they're going to get rich quick off of the rest of us out here that are doing.
And we're subsidizing them, trying to scam other people.
Yeah,
that's the thing that really bothers me about it, is that we're out here. I'm filing my taxes, and I'm just shoving all this money funneling it all to the federal government, and the federal government turns around and gives it to them. Boy, does that piss me off. And other people like them who spend all their free time, because they have a bunch of free time because they somehow got the government to give them disability. They got a bunch of free time to sit around and try and scam other people. It's bullshit.
It's just all crazy.
It's bullshit, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And watching it happen in real time really makes me mad. So make sure you get up real early tomorrow, folks, and get back to work, because Lynette and John are counting on you, on your paycheck and your tax money, so they don't have to go to work like you do. Unbelievable.
Ugh. Well, they don't have the uncertainty either. Like most of us, like me, every day, I'm like, something happens to me. I can't do this. Man, my kids go hungry,
Exactly.
And they don't have the uncertainty like that. Why? Because they've been hooked up since the 1990s. You've been gross.
And then I go to the doctor's. I go to the medical center or whatever whenever one of my family members has a medical procedure, which is like every month now. And as I'm standing at the desk, they always say, would you like the form for financial assistance? And every time I want to say, yeah, I would love that form, but you won't give me shit because I make too much money. So I can't get any assistance. So I'm over here struggling, like honestly, because I make too much to get any assistance, but God forbid that John and Lynette go work at Walmart so they can assist themselves. It just pisses me off.
Well, it makes me mad when I see them talking about, oh, we did this at the flea market, or we did. Dude, you're running a 501c3, but you are the charity. And again, I believe in social programs. I very much do.
I do too, for people who need them.
But I would like the people who need it and deserve it. God, anyway.
Not people who can lift say they're disabled, but throw a big box of tools across the yard and jump over things like she's doing high hurdles in a 300-yard dash.
I know people in the chats, for example. I've talked to people that have been asking for assistance forever, and they can't get it. And then you have people that, again, they're able, they're just not willing.
We have somebody in the chat who's in the UK who's disabled in a wheelchair and counts on the government to help her find wheelchair accessible housing. And they can't find it for her. So she's supposed to be homeless.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of real struggle that's out there. And then you got Lynette and John, who are nebulously disabled, yet they can work every day.
They owned
they're out there doing it.
They owned a home that was worth how much? They had all of this. Again, I'm not, saying that the government should take your shit either. But I mean, these people decided to move to a piece of property where they have nothing. They fucking blew more money within that than, the whole crew there. They just fucking made money disappear, the whole year worth of money. And I'm sure they probably, I'm curious, did they pay all the taxable shit on that too? I figured the house probably you had to, because you had to close it out with somebody, but my God.
She brings up the KBB scheduled amounts. She goes, right now there's $5,000 in exemptions.
So pause right there. Say that phrase again, the last phrase you just said.
Exemptions?
$5,000 vehicle exemption. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So
on one vehicle, they get a $5,000 vehicle exemption. In other words, they have $5,000 for a vehicle. Their vehicle is worth more than $5,000. In other words, their vehicle is gone. That's why the trustee is saying you have a $5,000 vehicle exemption. That's it. You don't get $5,001 of a vehicle exemption. If the vehicle is worth $36,000, which they have a lien on, which Lynette goes on later to say they owe $36,000 on this vehicle, it's yanked, it's gone. They get $5,000 of an exemption for the vehicle. That's it. So they don't get the vehicle. They get the vehicle seized. It goes back. They're a creditor. They'll get $5,000 in an exemption. They are losing the vehicle. They are losing the camper. They are losing the property. So then
she wants to know who makes payments.
She wants to know, are you making payments on the Jeep? And she says, yes. She goes, are you maintaining those payments? She says, yes. She goes, who pays it? She says, I do. She goes, out of your disability?
Yeah, she literally, out of disability, you're doing this?
Yeah. I mean, it's wild.
Because I think she
Look
knows
at
the
this,
amount that
Tug.
she pays a month. But this woman's...
JD says, I've paid a lot into Social Security. I've tried 16 years ago, lost my eye. I got TBI and doctors saying I can't work. Social Security told me no. How the hell does somebody with no eye get turned down for disability? But Lynette and John have had it since the 90s or whatever. At least John has. That's what he says. That's what he testified to.
John said he did. No.
I don't know when Lynette got it, but John's had it since the 90s. How? The guy has two good working legs. So even if one is wrapped up to his crotch, I still see him out there walking back and forth and doing physical labor on
ladders and stuff.
How? I want to know how. Some of you are out there. I see the stories in the chat. You're like, yeah, I tried to get disability. I'm actually disabled. I'm in a wheelchair. I'm this, I'm that. Can't get it. But John and Lynette, they got it. Unbelievable. This system is so screwed. Sorry, it's just going to make me crazy.
Yeah. Well, I agree, man. I remember my grandparents, as they got older, they needed assistance. My grandma had Alzheimer's, and we were trying to get her help, while she's dying. And, we all got together and we paid people to sit with her because we couldn't get help. We couldn't. This is somebody that, my grandfather retired from He was military, World War II, ends up leaving military after that, retires from a job, retires from another job, retires out. So retires from 2 jobs, is working. He's put in all that money. Can't get any help for people.
God,
Just bullshit, man.
Just beyond disability.
Nobody in bankruptcy court has ever seen a pair like these freaks before.
So then Lynette goes on to say that we are co-owners on everything. Some things, but some things are not co-owned. So then it's not everything.
That was her answer. We're
What?
co-owners on everything. Some things. Well, some things we're not.
What?
And you wonder why we get headaches.
Clown show. So then
she said she's not a circus. They're not zoo. They're not animals in a zoo. They're not as
her behavior is. So then the trustee says, well, I need the payoff paperwork, which I'm pretty sure she asked for that back in December as well.
Before that.
And apparently Lynette said she was on the phone with her company for the Jeep.
They got in trouble
This morning.
in December for not providing it. And here we are in March and they still haven't provided it. And she goes, I want all your utility bills as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reason why she's getting all of this is for creditors who owes money and to establish non-homestead.
Mhm.
There is no homestead. They're not keeping the vehicle. Oh, my goodness. Then she goes, do you guys have an outhouse? Which they do. And she lies under oath.
No. She
She goes,
said no.
we have a septic tank.
Oh my God. Don't
that
they
our
know they
camper
took
flows
video of it
into.
and they
That
put
the
pictures
camper
of
is
it
linked
on
to
the
it.
internet?
Yeah, they themselves bragged about it when they moved all the porta potties and stuff in.
Yeah.
They all bragged about it because it was a
She
big.
bragged about making her composting toilet, took pictures of it, put it on the internet. That's why Jeremy knows about it, because she put the pictures on the internet.
She did that, and then the Fats also, they were part of that because
Ray Bone Crusher talked about how normal it is to have an outhouse. Remember?
Yep.
Back
Oh, I
in
do.
my day, we used
Yeah.
to pee off the front porch too, or whatever the hell.
Oh, God, back in the day, I do remember, I had a great grandmother that, lived on the side of a mountain, right out in the middle of nothing. Some of the craziest stuff I've ever seen. My grandma, they were so poor that they had a dirt floor. They wouldn't take anything from anybody, but that's the poverty we came from. And they had an outhouse. That fucking thing. Oh, I hated going there because you'd see you'd be like, I got to go to the bathroom there. Only once, only once. Hey, this snake, does it belong in the bathroom? I did it one time. I went in the bathroom. I was sitting there. It's like, oh God, you're checking for spiders and everything. In Appalachia, here's a terrible stat. Back when outhouses were around, especially 18% of black widow spider bites came from outhouses. Yeah, just think about that.
No, I can't take it.
So I looked around. I was like, so I'm sitting there. I'm like, this is terrible. And I look over, over to the left, and it's just normal. I look over to the right, and there's floor. There's like a little area you can see, and there's a giant fucking snake just looking at me. Like, yeah. I mean, a giant. Now it turned out. Now as a kid, I was like, oh my God, it was a chicken snake, so it wasn't dangerous. But as a kid, I was like, oh my God, it's the largest monster in here with me.
There is. I don't even like those nice porta potties they set up at concerts. I couldn't live with an outhouse. I would rather go to the woods and dig my own hole. I swear to God.
We come from Southern poverty, from nothing. So that's why people like this too, they don't drive to be more, Well, people could look at YouTube and be like, oh, well, I worked 2 jobs plus I worked YouTube, full-time job. On top of that, we made comics, merchant. I mean, God, it's 3 freaking jobs. Did it for 5.5 years of just straight. I mean, nothing. And then, continued with 2 of them for sure. So it's, you know, you gotta push like Jeremy. I mean, look at the amount of work. They're always out. They're always emptying places. They're always doing. That's what kills me. Like these people want to emulate them. The problem is they don't want to put in the work like them.
The laziness.
Craziness, man. Laziness and
craziness.
Yeah.
Lies.
Septic. Yeah. So the camper she is being truthful about that. Yes, the camper is hooked up to the septic, but there's no bathroom in the tiny shed thingy that Kirk is living in. So where does he go? In the outhouse.
So obviously the trustee, special counsel, they have all the images, they have all the video, they have all the information. And
they better, because I can't take this shit anymore.
Committing perjury under oath. And during this time, there's another person named NS Observer who starts talking to somebody else in the background, and a woman and a man, and the woman says, "What are you doing?" And the man goes, "This is Jeremy Hales." And the trustee goes, "What's going on? Who's talking?" And Randy goes, he unmutes himself. He goes, "Madam, you didn't mute NS Observer." Now, we don't know who NS Observer is. We know we didn't give out the link to anybody.
Nope.
Which means they gave out the link to somebody.
Oh no.
Well, if there was a woman's voice,
somebody on the
it definitely wasn't Vomit. There are no women anywhere around him.
I actually, it could be Paint Chips. It could be his prison voice.
Oh, that's true. Prison B could be visiting.
Yes, Baba. You know. So
Let's be Vomit though. There can't be unless it was his mother.
Well, it also couldn't be.
What are you doing down there, Vomit? Mom, I'm
voice
on
changer.
Tales.
Nobody mistakes Lisa for a woman either.
Well, that's true. So it probably wasn't Gabe.
I don't know, maybe.
Oh, here's the good news though, because it is a public hearing. I think we'll be able to get the audio. Didn't we get the audios from the other bankruptcy ones?
Oh, I got thinking about something the other day. Did I don't know. Well, we'll have to see. Maybe, hopefully.
I think we will. We've gotten the other hearings audio, so I think we'll get this one too.
That'd be good. That would be good if we could. You know, I was thinking about something, by the way. You know, the other night we were talking about these people calling folks alligator effers, right?
Yeah.
There's only one person I know that spends a lot of time with alligators in this whole mess.
True. Yeah.
And,
that Gator Boy guy.
Yeah. you got to wonder. I mean, when they start talking about things like that, you know,
where'd they get those ideas from?
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder if Paint Chips got to go visit that gator farm yet. Listen, Robbie, I'd be real careful letting him get anywhere near your alligators because he has some real weird ideas about them.
It's like, show me that alligator. Slower.
Gross.
Yeah, put a bra on it. You're like, what?
Stop it right now. Stop it. I cannot abide this anymore.
Put a wig on it. You're like, no. Can we put high heels on it?
Oh my God. Oh my God. May the power of Christ compel you.
Oh my God.
Get out of here with that. I don't want to hear about alligators and in high heels. What the hell, chat? What is happening here? Tug's gone. I kicked him off this. He's probably still talking to himself. I don't think he knows that he's gone.
I just couldn't stop laughing to fix it. I got laughing so I couldn't fix it. Shit, I'm gonna fall out of my chair. Oh my God.
Ty side is inside observing. They weren't muted, and they started talking about us in regards to this, and the trustee gets upset and immediately mutes.
Yes. But the trustee allowed whoever this NS observer is to observe and not have their
Maybe
camera
it was
on.
Clark Stark.
It's a public hearing.
Oh, maybe.
So then she goes on to say, What about the structures? Do you have any structures?
The awnings. The awnings on structures.
Yes. There's structures on the building. There's a lien on metal awnings because on the paperwork it lists some company with the word awnings in it. And she says that she purchased the shed. Not sure why it's listed with awnings. And that
they own the sheds as well.
And that she's paying on it. She's been paying on it for a few years because she has a loan on it. So the shed thingy that Kirk is living in, that's not paid off.
100% Lynette's liability.
It's a loan.
Trustee says, so you're obligated to pay on a shed that you're not living in? And Lynette goes, yeah, I'm the only one. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it.
So she's claiming that she's the only one listed on this loan for the shed. And the trustee asked her for a copy of that bill because the bill will clearly indicate whose name is on the loan for the shed.
Right.
And the payoff, she wanted the payoff amount. And then she goes, it could be the both of us on it. I'm not sure.
Now we're going to transition into commingling, which is federal offense. This is not okay. By the way, this is what Lynette and Crook have been doing the entire time under the false face of a nonprofit. And this is what Flea did as well with all the donations for Lynette and Crook. They commingled, meaning they took everything that was designated for one thing and they put it into their own personal bank account.
Yep.
Not okay.
Yeah.
Not okay. Now, we personally, we have a separate account for all donations, like let's book bags for orphans. Okay.
Yep.
That was all a separate account, all complete. You do not commingle anything.
Right.
Anything.
And had Lynette done her research and studied and educated herself, she would have known about this years ago when she has had her nonprofit for many, many years.
Trustee S. So do you maintain a separate bank account for your nonprofit?
No, she needs to. She said she needs to.
I downloaded the gym app.
JIM.
I downloaded the gym app, and I'm going to do that.
Too late. Way too late. You're in federal court, and you're committing federal crimes of commingling. Oh.
So here she says, I need to make a bank account for my nonprofit. So here she's had it for years and still doesn't have a separate bank account. And she said she created the gym app, JIM, for small businesses. And she goes, well, what about before gym?
Yeah, what'd you use before gym? She goes,
no income, so I never had anything. Nothing. We've never, ever got any donations.
Just wait, because next there's going to be another question where she's talking about donations. Oh, all recorded, all under oath. It's
no donations.
She claims that they never received anything.
None.
They never
That's
received
so dumb.
anything.
Now, to be clear,
that is so dumb to say.
Never got any donations ever, not once. Nothing.
I mean, to claim that.
Case closed. Time to go home. Everybody, show's over. No donations. I guess we were wrong about all the 2 years we spent on this. And
man. Oh man, who would have known? They were all right on that, man.
Yeah.
You know what's funny too? You know what really cracks me up about stuff like this? People like, you know, the guy who worries about his reputation, apparently, they're calling you a fucking liar, dude. You know, they're calling only me a liar. Why? Because not only did he give all that money, but he gave all of that stuff through Robbie.
yeah, only me. Oh my God. You just got thrown under the bus.
Yeah,
You
they're
didn't
throwing
give
you under the
shit.
bus. They're
You didn't
punking
give
you.
shit. Your donations meant nothing. Did
No,
you
no,
hear?
they weren't for them. Apparently, no. You just, you're a liar, according to them. You know,
They
A
never got
flat-out
any
liar.
donations. Not ever.
Never. No donations.
Oh, what a crazy, what a crazy statement.
there are gifts in kind, which is a material item. For example, when I go, George, I really like you. I'd like to donate this pen to you. Okay, don't touch it because I'm sick. I was in Ohio, and the Walker family is sick, unfortunately. But that would be a gift in kind. Now, a monetary gift would be, George, I really like you. Take all my money, honey. Now, this is
Cash.
cash. That's two types of gifts that you give a nonprofit: cash and gifts in kind. Both have to be reported.
Mhm.
Value on this pen have to be reported on the 990.
Yes.
So a pull liner that Crook likes to put out publicly. Ha ha ha! I got that from the former mayor's husband. All of this, everything, every brick, all the food that's being donated from the food banks that they're not feeding humans with, they're feeding turtles with, has to be reported.
Yes.
And it's not. And the federal government knows that.
Well, because otherwise, like you're retorting to the government that you have a thing that is rescuing turtles. You have all these turtles, but you're not talking about how you're keeping them alive. You know?
Yeah, and
apparently-
recently she turned down turtle food. But she's going to claim in this hearing that there are 17 turtles still alive.
17. I wonder how many large like tortoises there are, because
She says there are a lot of them. I think I don't remember how many now. They'll get to it. But didn't Tina offer to pay for turtle food?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And she turned it down.
Mm-hmm.
How is she feeding these things if they exist, if they're alive?
This stuff is crap. I mean, it is. I run back into that thing of how does the government allow people that are on support, they need charity to run a charity too. I don't understand that. When they're like, I can't feed myself. Well, how can they feed turtles or how can they feed whatever? You know, that's mismanaged as fuck.
The stupidity of these people.
So then she literally contradicts herself. On one end of her mouth, she's saying we weren't receiving anything to, we were receiving food from Winn-Dixie.
But she says that later down because Teresa, the trustee, finally goes, would you just explain to me what your nonprofit is about? Now, understanding Teresa already knows. But my goodness, she wanted this on the record under oath.
Yes.
Here we go.
For a tortoise rescue, we were provided food and we took care of things out of pocket, but we don't get any donations. And I couldn't even get a donation now if I wanted to.
Literally saying this under oath. Okay. So it's talking about Winn-Dixie. Winn-Dixie no longer is giving food. By the way, that was Andrew Campbell, who just got arrested again. For Rugs, who's been on their property nonstop. Compulsive act.
That's one of the things like we keep noting there. See, people when they talk lawsuits and stuff, when they've had people on their property like that multiple times, and these people have rap sheets like that, you can say, well, that doesn't look like a safe environment. That looks very dangerous. That looks why? You know why? And then again, the shots that she took at all types of other people, you know, the woman that helped her clean out the house in Northport. Remember what she had to say about her?
Oh God, she ruined Jamie's. Jamie says she ruined her life.
Yeah, well, she definitely, you know,
spreading rumors about her being an addict and getting her. You know, Jamie says it's because of her that her kids got taken away again.
That's insane, you know. And to be honest, with everything I've heard from those people, I gravitate toward anyone else being the person that's telling the truth. I hate to say that.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it is.
Okay. Beat his own father. He was stealing the food from Winn-Dixie and giving it to them. Illegal. So you got one illegal act, another illegal act, another illegal act. They're not reporting any of it. And the trustee knows all of this already.
Well, we do know he no longer works for Winn-Dixie, and they
Well, he
probably
got fired.
Yeah, probably for finding out that he was doing that without consent.
So I could get a donation if I wanted to.
With all this stuff happening, we're not getting any donations.
Trustee says, well, where are these tortoises coming from? Obviously, tortoise is a gift in kind, like a pen, donation.
Yeah.
The animal is a donation. She goes,
where'd you get the tortoises?
Well, we got 18 right now, 7 turtles.
I think
they're from the pet trade.
She said 7 turtles, I think.
They're from the pet trade industry. Oh,
the pet trade.
Okay, so
what's the pet trade?
Oh no, that sounds bad.
Shady. Is that like the sex trade?
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought when I heard that. I was like, oh, the pet trade.
Wait a minute. Ask Paint Chips about that. I think he knows about it. The pet trade.
You like, you
Sounds
gotta
like
work for
something
your
he's
Winn-Dixie
into.
food, little turtle.
So gross.
So they got 18 with 7 turtles, they said, right? I'm making notes here for a minute.
Yeah, you need to make notes because keeping track of this is
It was
ridiculous.
nuts. I do want to know about these
Tortoises.
parts, you
She goes,
know?
no, I have 7 big, 1 medium, 2
7 big.
small, and 7 other small.
Yeah, and she confirmed that the 7 big ones are over 220 pounds.
Now,
These are 2 disabled people.
here's the crazy
How
part.
are they
Over
taking
220
care of
pounds.
such
You know how
huge,
we joke around?
heavy turtles?
220-pound plus. What do they call a medium to? I wonder. So they got, you know, the others. The smalls. I'm not worried about as much. That's what I wanted to know about the large. So they're saying
I have
they
no
have.
idea.
They're telling us that in turtles they have when you put them all together.
Turtles. We have to count their riches in turtles.
You've been hoarding the turtles. Yeah, if war ever comes, they're like, I wonder what happened with that one that the crackhead supposedly stole, by the way. You know? Remember that? They said that like some people that were working they stole that turtle.
The crackhead stole the mhm.
You know, because I always imagine them riding off into the distance.
Right.
I wonder what happened with that.
Say the math ain't math, and we don't know how to do math.
Yes.
All right.
Math ain't math.
Lynette tells the trustee she has 18 tortoises. Then she goes down to break it down. I have 7 big ones, 1 medium size, 2 small, and 7 other small. Now, the math ain't mathin' because that total is 17, not 18. She can't even get the animals of her rescue right that need rescued. Seriously, they need to be rescued.
That's craziness.
Yes. And she has, Lynette has her own dedicated tortoise rescue page. And she had a following of 1,000 people prior to us ever knowing who she was.
There's a lot more following now. Now the trustee is going to get into the fence, but Lynette doesn't know that she's talking about the fence, the donated fence, Flea. So the trustee has all the knowledge in the world about what she's asking questions about to go after Flea, which the trustee and the special counsel will be going after Flea first. They've already told us this in our meetings with them, with all the information that they provided. So trustee goes, you have enclosures? She goes,
Yeah, we had separate enclosures.
you have fencing. You see where this is leading. The trustee knows about the donated fence with the gift cards and the cash that's being held back by Flea.
Well, she explains that there are 6 to 7 pens, like different enclosures for these tortoises, and that she has a little baby area.
So the trustee is talking about the crappy fence on the outside, and Lynette's talking about tortoise enclosures. And then, and we're not saying anything. We're just letting it go, right? And so trustee says, so did you put up the fence yourself? Or somebody else do it?
Well, we hired a man.
Well, how'd you find this man? And as one Lynette goes, dang it!
She's Tourette's moment.
Dang it!
Dang it!
She hired a guy, and he put up some of them, and he put up the play area. Why doesn't the child play in this play area?
Yeah, George, she needs to go in the road with her chocolate.
Oh, okay. Because that makes sense. The same road where people drive hundreds of cars. Remember, she told Judge Grudge, hundreds of cars drive by filming.
Yeah, she's saying that
we've only managed to get one on film.
Trustee is communicating about the outside fence. Trustee has nothing from us in regards to the turtle enclosures, which are garbage as well. And she goes, well, money from the house. Well, who maintains it? John and I. We do the best we can. And then starts the sobbing.
It's a legacy.
Oh,
It's
no.
a legacy for my daughter. She's sick. I'm going to be 80. When she's 20, I won't even be around anymore.
Why did you adopt a baby when you were 60?
This isn't a joke. Remember, Lynette's the same one that
that's
says
what
she has
I don't
medical conditions.
understand.
She can't cry, but yet she can turn it on just like that.
Yep. Wow. Yep. I'll be 80 when she's 20. I don't think the math is mathing on that either.
Yeah, probably not. No, probably not. But
God.
trustee goes,
These
you
people.
homeschooling? She goes, yes, because of her illness. Don't miss this. The trustee puts her in her place and says, don't turtles affect the illness of your daughter?
Yeah.
And Lynette's response is, no, she hand sanitizes.
We keep them clean.
That's her response.
No,
She
they
hand
don't.
sanitizes.
You can't
Okay,
wrap.
cut to the fish and wildlife video where she picks up a turtle and she looks at it and she goes, ew,
Yeah,
ew.
you saw
And
this. You saw how what those
dirty
were living
water.
in. You know,
She needed antibiotics. She's all, oh, there's something wrong with its neck. She knew they were sick. She wasn't taking care of
you know
them.
what's really bad about that? Like I've seen turtles living in just fetid cow ponds, like disgusting. Like I mean, just stuff you're like, oh god, and the turtles were healthy. You know, they look fine. You'd find them out running around. So with these turtles, like living in that filth, it's because most of the, I mean, again, what the hell's in that? I'm talking about a pond there, like 50 cows would go through, and you know, it was probably like 90% gross, you know, but those turtles were just good to go. They were happy
Yeah,
as a
but not
lark.
Lynette's turtles. They're all like their necks are all weird and they
Yeah,
got shit growing on them, and
these were like the reality of,
they
you
need
know, the fantasy is,
antibiotics.
you know, the fantasy is you grow Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The reality is what the fuck we saw in that video, you know?
That video was so awful with the brown standing water and the turtles with no shade in the sun and no water.
So
And I mean, it was like that's why it gained the name Turtle Purgatory. It's where turtles go to wait to die.
Yeah.
It's not a rescue.
They're like, please let me go to heaven. Heaven's anywhere but here.
They're trying to escape, trying to dig out from under the fence.
Oh, they're sharpening their teeth. They're like, it's going to be my turn next.
Don't forget, wasn't Shellshank Redemption? Remember?
Oh,
We
yeah.
had all those memes.
That
were
was
so
really
good.
funny. Shellshank Redemption was amazing.
Shellshank Redemption was
Yeah,
great.
it was one of my
The
favorites.
movie posters, they're
Yeah.
so good. But don't forget, though, folks, don't forget that these turtles, I mean, there's a long history here in her family, by the way, of animal abuse. I read those documents from Florida where her daughter got charged with animal abuse for her animal rescue. Like this crap has been going on for years. Animals not taken care of by these people. So, it's gross. And Florida just, man, I guess if you want to have I guess it explains like Tiger King and that Carol Baskin and whatever. Like if you want to treat animals badly, just go do it in Florida, I guess, because they don't care.
Apparently, it's a sad reality because apparently, like these places can just open up and do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, you do whatever you want. Like,
I mean, really, like when you look at many of these, they get in trouble just because the sheer audacity, the sizes of some of these places, and the shit that they would do, not because
publicly. Yeah.
It wasn't the private collections they had or the public ones though.
I mean, I hear that Carol Baskin might have fed her
turtles more than any
husband
other
to a
reptile
tiger. I don't know.
Yeah, you know, well, they still haven't found him, nor do they seem to care, you know.
Diseases and
They use hand sanitizer
we have gone over this
to
already.
prevent is it salmonella that's on tortoises that they carry?
Yes.
So again, debunking her own narrative, driving the bus over her own narrative
So
of
stupid.
moving here because of the child's illness.
So stupid.
When in reality, it was the strategy.
And so glorious all at the same time. All right.
Yeah. So so she brought up homeschooling and she doesn't have any education as a teacher. So then she can't be smarter than
According to Bonehead,
a baby.
according to Bonehead, Lynette and Crook aren't any smarter than a baby.
Yeah.
Because the baby hasn't gone to school.
They don't teach anything.
They don't
That's
teach.
hilarious.
And you're only as
I
smart
don't know.
as
I've
what you
known
teach.
babies who seem
That's
smarter.
Bonehead
Yeah.
said that. That guy is stupider than Lynette and Crook with that comment.
Well, didn't he say she needs to put her big girl pants on?
Oh, yeah.
He also said he'd break bread. He'd break bread with
He
them
did.
anytime.
I prefer mac and cheese, to be honest.
A little bit of barbecues, maybe some ABC pizza.
Chick-fil-A. Oh, yeah. Okay. So
Wait, I'm confused. How do you keep tortoises clean when you're disabled? Was the outdoor bathroom for the tortoises? Do they take a shower and clean themselves in their shells?
after we released the information about the outdoor bathroom, which is illegally flooding the Florida property and grounds, then she said it was for the turtles. So it's just another lie. It's just a lie after a lie. So the trustee wants to now get into these cases, because Lynette put in her bankruptcy that she's going to have all millions, literally millions coming in from suing me, George, Deanna, and the rest of the world.
But remember, she's disabled, and where's she going to get the money to file all these lawsuits? So she wanted to know about cases, meaning lawsuits against everyone that she has listed.
Because if the trustee thinks she's going to get money from me, then the trustee has to go for that money, which she's not going to get any money. She actually owes me money.
Right.
A lot of it. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars. So trustee says, you have cases against everybody, but you give no information. Have you filed? Have you prosecuted? Are there any new lawsuits? Lynette's answer, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, no.
I don't know.
All right.
What does that mean?
She knows nothing about the lawsuits that she has brought against multiple people.
Of course not.
And she has already lost the thumbnail case, trespass 5 case, frivolous cases. So trustee says, all right, let me clarify. There's a case, and then Lynette interrupts her and goes,
Well, it's all frivolous. And there's so much going on. It's hard and it confuses me.
She said one case was dismissed because they try to say it was a frivolous case, which it was not frivolous. There is so much going on that it's really hard and confusing for me.
Dude, we told Lynette, look,
she just lets Deuce do whatever she wants.
Why is she confused? We told her exactly what was going to happen.
I told her in that recording, you can hear it. I asked her, have you talked to any lawyers outside of these people? Well, I can't afford it. I told her, you need to talk to other people because these people, they are not doing, they're doing you a disservice.
Leading you down a primrose path. But at the end of it, instead of a nice garden, is the wide open mouth of hell.
Yep.
You're getting led
they're burying
into
your future.
destruction.
They are burying your future right now. You know, and again, it's all your fault. I mean, honestly, with some of the stuff I've heard said, I think that you could potentially point to your lawyers and be like, this is inadequate counsel and then some, you know?
Oh, totally. She let these people promised her the world, and it clearly wasn't true.
No, I mean, you know, honestly, like, you can see it. She thought she was going to get millions from the thumbnail case. It's in
and I think Bruce probably told her that.
Yeah, she has to be promised it from something because when they talked about Larry, being able to get out of it because of changing stuff, she asks about, so I won't get my whatever, and he's like, no, we'll still.
Oh, remember Stark's wife posting on the internet all the stuff about how she's going to be coming into money and she's going to be driving a Mercedes. They did a number on her too.
Yep. Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? Actually, it's more like Jeremy Hales, won't you buy me?
Oh, Jeremy, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz?
You know what? I blame Jeremy for Lynette Preston not having a Mercedes Benz too. What a monster.
It's all your fault, Jeremy.
I know. Why couldn't you just lose like Bruce said? Why couldn't you just give up the thumbnail?
Why couldn't you just roll over and die?
I'm telling you. Why didn't you just dead dog wrote it? No, what they said. God, that's
dead dog wrote it.
Yeah. I was like, good Lord. Some of the stuff these people have said is crazy shit, man.
And she's the one that's getting all the consequences for it. And Flea said, do whatever she wants, and she's the one getting all the consequences for it. These freaks have used this woman and this, I use the term woman very loosely, and this man, which I use very loosely, so bad. her own lawyer, Justin, in Ohio court said they are a pawn in a game they never set up. And they were not talking about George and I. Justin was only talking
The ones
about
that are
Deuce,
harassing us.
Fleesa, and the entire anti-what-the-hales ecosystem.
The channels that are harassing us. Yes.
And he called it perfectly. They're using them. So the trustee says, again, I need clarification. Have these been dismissed? What's going on? Are you moving forward with litigation? And she goes, well, it's him suing us. It's Jerry Hale suing us. And then she's going, well, I was under the understanding everything's been dismissed. No, nothing's been dismissed.
Oh my God.
And so the trustee goes, there's a misunderstanding. Your case was dismissed.
What?
She goes, well, I believe so.
What
She goes,
case?
okay, what about this Deanna West?
Well, before Deanna, she asked about the
What case does she think is dismissed?
I think she's talking about thumbnail and trespass, but
Is that it?
she's
though?
forgetting that there's going to be sanctions.
Yeah, and on top of it, she's still got an open Fed case.
God.
You
Sorry,
know?
I'm yawning. I was up at 5 a.m. this morning.
Oh, I hear
I'm
ya.
hitting the
I got
wall.
I got woke up earlier. You know, if you need to bounce for a minute or something, I'll probably go a few
A
more
minute,
minutes.
8 hours at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is so funny, and I totally want to keep listening, but I'm gonna fall asleep. I was up at 5 a.m. It was rough.
Hey, I'm powering through. You know what? Let me see where we are actually. You know, I hate to say the only thing I hate about breaking something in parts is that I'll be like, "We'll watch it tomorrow," and then tomorrow
And then something else will happen.
something huge happens.
I
So,
know.
Yeah.
You should keep going because there's not that much left.
uh, I mean, if you got to bounce though, I understand it too. Because
I do. I'm gonna go to
yeah.
sleep. I'm so
Yeah.
tired. My eyes are actually closing. It's not your fault. It's just that I've been up too long.
No, I get it, man. I got woke up this morning like pretty early myself, but I'm not used to drinking caffeine, so I've been limiting my caffeine so much in the day that when I get to here, I don't drink any caffeine until before the stream, like the night stream or the day if I have to. But I have one Coke, that's it. So I drink, and I'm like, whoa, shit. You know? But anyway, I'm gonna if you've got to bounce or whatever.
Yeah. Good night, everyone.
Yeah.
Rangers. She goes, is that one pending or has it been dismissed? And she said, I believe they filed a counterclaim.
So that's trespass 5. Then it goes into Deanna. There's the case where they came on my property and they stole my camper. They stole it. She starts going crazy.
Saying the stolen camper thing too is so messed up because remember again, the camper didn't belong to. If they thought that they had a contract with Lloyd, who owned the camper, then why not go after Lloyd? They never did. They've never brought anything forward. So to claim this is absolute bullshit. And again, you know, with them stating that and stating that it's deprivation of a place to live, deprivation of, you know, a home for a child, somebody could, you know, again, they could go after you for those kind of statements.
When she said that it's possibly pending, she goes, she was involved in a case that was dismissed. They all came onto my property. They removed a camper they had no reason or no right to remove. No right to remove when the owner of the camper asked for help to remove his property off her property. And that camper was part of his property.
Lloyd has every right to remove his own property. The trustee says, well, who is the attorney? She goes, Deuce.
And then she goes, I'm not sure.
So
she name drops Deuce.
and then the trustee goes, well, do you have a copy of an agreement? She goes, yes. He's now a creditor. Whoa.
You said he was pro bono earlier in your answers.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's a major problem with everything that's come up. They have claimed that Bruce is a pro bono lawyer. If he is working off contingency, if that was always the arrangement, then see, that's what all of this looks like it's lining up to be. It looks like with the Fed case, to put him in the jackpot with this stuff, it looks like what they've been saying is that actually he was a contingency-based lawyer. Which again, we've seen when we saw the contract, we saw it for the Stark related items, but not Fed. They kept going public, talking again and again about how Bruce, he was such a hero because he did this for free. If he did not do this shit for free, if he lied there, all of these people, they tried to profit off of Hales. They tried to, so we've been saying forever, if these fucking ecosystem people who listen to this, they can't wake the fuck up to them being played and all this, I don't know what to tell them, man.
Second. And did we get to that answer yet where she says he was pro bono? I don't think we got to that answer yet. So she says he's a creditor, and later she's going to say he's pro bono. So she starts talking.
You know what? Indeed. I see this question from Flippin' Adventures, which props to you, by the way. But I like this statement. Don't you just love that defamation straight to a federal trustee? That is another lie she told about me. Yes, indeed. And I am keeping that for whatever might happen. 100%. I'm telling you, look, straight up. They want to throw me into something. It will not be a fun ride for them. I'm a petty fucking person in that regard. If you want some, I'll give you some, but I don't think I was born with an off switch. Some people are not. Like I said, Jeremy's a nice guy. He would have let things go after a moment if they would have just stopped. Me, after a certain time, I'd have been like, nah, you know what? I'll go with you forever. We'll dance forever. So, yeah, if they throw me in, but hey, you guys, I think it is so awful. I mean, you all did a service, something nice, and you've done this repeatedly. You all also tried to help these people. Oh, they're terrible. Terrible fucking.
Talking about thumbnail case and all kinds of cases, and Lynette goes, well, that's Jeremy Hales.
Well, she brings up your LLC.
Oh, elephant shoe. She goes,
and she was so confident.
She's like, what's elephant shoe? That's Jeremy Hale.
She was so confident with her answer. It wasn't, I don't know where. She knew exactly who that LLC belonged to.
By the way, elephant shoe is one of my LLCs. Elephant shoe came out of a term. It's just another way to say. So if I'm mad at George, instead of saying I love you, I can say elephant shoe. And it became a joke, and then it became a business. And then it was like the resale business, and it was, oh, we sell everything, including elephant shoes. But in all reality, it really is telling all of the customers, I love you. Thank you for being a customer. That's what elephant shoe means. That's why it's called that. All right. And she goes, well, that's Jeremy Hales. He sued us in 2 cases in federal court. And the trustee goes, stop. Lynette's giving all this garbage. She goes, I'm asking, is it dismissed or is it pending? And she goes, well, if it's Levy County, then it's dismissed. By the way, Levy County is not dismissed. She owes us in the thumbnail case. Mm-hmm. And she goes in about Larry Foreman. Mm-hmm. She goes, I believe it's dismissed. Wrong. She owes us. She owes Larry Foreman. Mm-hmm. Okay. What about the ones against JH in Levy County? And then Saran Wrap jumps in and goes, let me help clarify. There's 5 cases total, 2 federal and 3 in Levy County. Oh, I think you forgot one. Ohio. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to take over from there?
Yeah. Based on her answers, she totally forgot that her attorney, Stark, voluntarily dismissed the 2 lawsuits that she brought against all these multiple people. She keeps saying it was dismissed, but I feel like voluntarily dismissing it is different than the courts just dismissing it.
Yeah. What that does is it says after the time period, them refusing to show up and participate. If they would have taken the case, and it would have been an absolute fiasco, but if they would have gone in, they would have shown some good faith effort. They could have at least said that this was something they intended to pursue. It wasn't fraudulent. It wasn't frivolous. you know. But how do you make that argument now? That's what they're running into. That's why the courts are siding against them, because not only did they bring it, they set it up. It looks like harassment. It looks like they set up lawsuits to worry people, to freak them out. What a bunch of morons.
But he does say that there are 5 cases, 2 federal, 3 in Levy County.
Cases, baby.
And the trustee loops back around to Crook.
This is so good.
She goes, I just have questions about Crook, the ex-husband and the father of the child. She immediately jumps in and says, he's not.
Stop. You didn't even ask the question yet. All right. I'm trying to move us a little bit faster because this is a long video. The trustee says, is John Crook the father of your child? Now the answer.
Yes, because she brings him up because he's listed as a creditor. And she goes, he is not the father of my daughter.
She goes, well, you listed him as a creditor.
Right.
And she goes, I think it's because we're co-owners on everything. We everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
it's so strange, though. At certain points, she has talked about how, you know, with the love and consideration and this and that now after, you know, these days, oh, he loves her and he's in it. I wonder, is it like the Lloyd situation or like other situations we've seen play out? Are we looking at something where you're supposed to want the best for the kid, therefore? You know, it's like this. This is what I mean. In what world would you want to live in a fucking tent while you're helping pay for a place that's air conditioned and more? Why would you live like that? And it wouldn't be for Lynette, right? It might be for the other. Again, I don't know. I wonder through all these situations, how exactly does this stuff transpire? Either somebody's got some dirt on you, or
he's also, the trustee says, he's also listed as a co-defendant. Well, yeah, it's because Jeremy Hales is suing us both in so many cases. Okay. She starts asking about Medallion Bank for the camper. She goes, that's the old camper. All right. Well, was it turned over before the bankruptcy case? No, it was the same time. It was not the same time, says the trustee. It can't be the same time. So then Lynette goes, well, it's probably days before I surrendered it. Okay.
She said it was not repoed. She had requested it to be taken back. Wouldn't that be the same thing as repoed?
Okay.
I don't think banks will. If a bank is going to come back and repossess their property, that's not a request. That's a repossession. So then she goes on to talk about, I forget what the trustee asked at this point, but she says that she
says you listed Randy is what I have next.
Well, she talks about, I haven't sat down with Deuce with anything
in a long time. Yeah, I remember that.
Huh.
And then the trustee says you listed Randy.
You haven't sat down with Bruce in a long time? You haven't been talking to him? That I find that hard to believe, because the idea of adding him, I don't think that was your idea. And I don't think you picked it up. I think that was something that, again, maybe you thought, oh, well, I might want to because I fired him. You know, it would be really funny if Lynette Preston is the one who did push that idea, or that Flea or somebody else. That would be even better, because what they're doing, if it was them and not Bruce that suggested it, it says, number one, it exposes him. You know, he wasn't a freebie lawyer. But number two, it says that they don't trust him not to try to come after money later on after the lawsuit. Because, I mean, again, Bruce, does he have a claim? Oh yeah. So potentially, with them firing him, again, if they had a contingency basis and they decided not that he quit, but his only way out of it was to, quote unquote, fire him, even if it was his idea. Once they did it, he could say, I put in all this work. You know, I thought we had a winnable case still. So give me that money.
Is that dismissed? She goes, I think I haven't sat down with Deuce. That was the answer. I haven't sat down with Deuce. I believe there's many pending lawsuits. Now, she's talking about pending lawsuits. She's going to sue us and others, Randy, Deanna, anybody and everybody. Tug, Megan, Shizzy Wiznut, Mr. Goop. She's going to sue all these people. There's many pending lawsuits. She's going to make all this money, never have to work.
Okay. But she's disabled. Where's she going to get all this money to file all these multiple lawsuits?
Then she asks about Rex West, which is complete and total wrong name. They have him.
Who?
She's like, who? Well, that's the people that stole my camper. Not even his legal name. Not even close.
Yeah, she said he's
Not
part of
even
the
close.
people who stormed onto my property and stole the camper on my property.
What about Sally Beauty? And Lynette goes, well, that's the credit card. Sally Beauty. Listen, Sally, if you're out there, your beauty ain't helping that witch.
Well, maybe that's where she gets all her hair dye from and her tortoise green eyeshadow.
Could be. What about Willis? Oh, that's the employee Jeremy Hale who's threatening us
and torturing us.
Torturing. I have torturing.
That's weird.
Okay.
Since she,
Torturing us. And the trustee goes, I don't need.
She made contact with Travis the other day on a live stream. She didn't try to make private contact and say, hey, could you do this? She went onto a live stream and made public contact. So to say that somebody is stalking you, that they're doing something, and yet you hunt them down where others will definitely see it and talk about it, that doesn't sound like them stalking you. It doesn't sound like you're afraid of them either. It sounds like you're going at them.
Any additional comments from you? She just wants to know, is it pending? Is it dismissed? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
They want to know
then
exactly,
it goes into...
Which Travis is not an employee of Jeremy.
No.
He hired him for one project
And that would be
years ago.
independent contractor work. Same as if I hire somebody to mow my lawn. It's independent contractor. You're not an employee of me.
Yes.
So then there's she was asking about thumbnail lawsuit. And then the trustee goes, I want you to explain Flea to me. Who is she? Boom, boom, boom. Trustee already knows. So special counsel, they're going after her first and all the money. Lynette says, well, she's a YouTuber. She's telling our side of the story. In this whole mess, she's one. And while she was doing it, by the way, this is so incriminating, under oath, on the record. While she was doing it, someone said they wanted to send us money. She began to get all the donations.
Oh my.
Under oath, on the record, exactly what the trustee and special counsel wanted on.
Yep, that's exactly what they wanted to say. They wanted to talk about the donations, It's such a strange thing. Again, if somebody else is raising, let's ask Chad. I'm curious while we go on with this too. Let's see, someone is trying to play semantic games. They raised, check this out. They raised money for a family in need, used their names to collect, but now are saying that's not fundraising, it's donations. What do you think? Let's see what it has to say. I'm curious about that little argument in that, because again, it says that's classic, not clever, classic. They didn't fundraise. They just asked the public for money for a specific family using the family story, then collected it. Right. That's totally different. It's completely unrelated there. That's like saying, I didn't rob a bank. I just made an unauthorized withdrawal on the bank's behalf, or I didn't lie. I participated in alternative factual storytelling. It's not arson, Your Honor. It's aggressive heat distribution. Calling it donations instead of fundraising is the legal version of putting a mustache on the same guy and saying, see, these are different people. And I agree. If it walks like a fundraiser, talks like a fundraiser, has a PayPal link like a fucking fundraiser, then it's a fundraiser. It doesn't suddenly become a charity day spa because you say, well, somehow that's donations.
Lisa, done. Bus just ran over that fat blubber blob so many times. A fleet of buses just went over Fleesa. Lynette just admitted under oath Fleesa was accepting all donations in her name, where previously under oath, Lynette stated nobody was holding any money in her name.
Oopsie. That's bad times.
Wow. So the trustee decides, okay, let's get back to the actual fence I was asking about in the beginning. So the fence, was that for personal or was that for the nonprofit? Now, keep in mind, Lynette and Crook are trying to say everything's about the nonprofit. It's about the turds.
Yes.
It's not about them. And she goes, it's about us. We have cameras on us 24/7. It's for personal. We need protection. Which then the trustee says, can you just answer my questions, please? Doesn't want the additional garbage.
Yeah. She doesn't care about cameras pointing at her 24/7, which, by the way, they have cameras pointing at our property, our 70 acres, 24/7.
Lisa has cameras pointing into her neighbor's property 24/7 towards the bedroom window, and she does not drive away from that house. She drives right next. She could bang a right. That's
true. That's true. She doesn't have to go over there. She must not be scared of those people.
Trustee says, so, are you suing Deuce? This is funny.
So this
Deuce is a new potential creditor. So you're suing Deuce then, right? She goes, no, Jeremy Hales is suing him. Well, did you pay Deuce? She goes, no, he's pro bono.
But he's a creditor.
I said pro se. For some reason, I believe I said pro se earlier. I don't know why. Half the time I say pro se instead of pro bono. I don't know why I said that, but I think I did earlier. That's what I meant, though. You guys know. Yeah. So how is he pro bono? He's free. And yet, again, what's the claim in that? I don't understand it. Do you have a contract with Bruce? The thing they've done, too, is they've done their best to hide that contract. So you can never answer these questions. So with her saying that he's pro bono, that he's a free lawyer, what the what now?
Good. How stupid can you be? So they add him as a creditor this morning. And then she says, no, he's pro bono. Earlier, she said, yeah, I'll get you the agreement I have with him as well. Now he's pro bono. You understand her answers are all over the place. They're so done. So done.
She asks her, do you have a retainer agreement with him?
Just pause. Her answer is, he'll write you one up.
What?
I'm sure he'll write something for you. The trustee's answer is great.
Trustee says, I don't want him writing anything.
I mean,
I don't need him to write anything.
That doesn't make
insanity.
He'll write you one up.
Insanity. So then the trustee turns it over to special counsel Kevin. Says, Kevin, do you have any questions?
Yeah.
Kevin says, yeah, I've got some follow-up questions, which, by the way, with this transition with the special counsel, we've been meeting more with Kevin. We have a full list, not even a list, a full Dropbox of videos, screenshots, all assets, where they've gone, donations, because of all of you. You guys have helped us put this all together. Every super chat that came into Fleesa for them, everything, it's all in there. It's so great. All right. Do you want to start with Kevin's questioning?
So Kevin's the special counsel for the trustee who has recently been approved by the bank, or not by the bank, by the courts for bankruptcy court.
Which he has stated with us in our meetings in preparation that he's not even going after Lynette and assets first. He's going after Fleesa deposition and the assets that she's holding on to first. That's the first step that they're going for.
So at this time, it's 12:11 p.m. Eastern Standard. And he says, Ms. Preston, I'm very interested in the camper that you keep bringing up that was stolen. And she goes, yeah, it belonged to a man named Lloyd. I don't even know his last name. So how was the camper stolen from a man named Lloyd when it wasn't her camper? Because she tried to make it sound like it was her camper.
More importantly, how do you let a man live on your property?
You don't even
know his
I
last
know his
name,
last name.
No
That's the
background
sad
check.
thing about
And you've
it.
got a little girl who's sick.
Mhm.
How do you think this looks to a federal court?
Yeah. You moved to Otter Creek to protect this child, but you're allowing strangers that you don't even know their last name to live on your property.
Insanity.
Not that there's anything to be worried about. He's a disabled veteran. At the time, he was 86 years old, 76 years old. And so she said that he was living on their property for free in this camper, and that in exchange for living on the property for free, that would be like his rent towards payment on the camper.
He was living on the property for free, and she was going to give him the camper. That was the
He was
exchange.
gonna
You
give
get to
him the
live here for free, and you get the camper.
Mhm.
So they didn't buy the camper. That's what she says. There's no contract. There's nothing. It's Lloyd's camper, and she doesn't even know his last name.
And then she goes on to say that Jeremy Hale's employees were on her property, and there was a deputy. They came on with a deputy sheriff. Oh no! Law enforcement was there and evaded the property too.
They don't do anything.
I'm surprised she didn't list this deputy on as a creditor, because she sued him too.
That's true.
On this lawsuit.
That's actually that's true.
Dismissed later.
Kevin asked the question, when did this all happen? She goes, I'm not sure of the date. I don't have a mind for dates.
She said, I don't have a brain for that.
Okay.
Have a
He goes,
brain
well,
for
was
that.
it last year? When was it? And she still couldn't remember. She doesn't know.
Which we've already supplied Kevin with all of her financial links, and he's already dug into them. He knows of transactions, and she gets caught in this as well. So Kevin goes, let's talk about your digital wallets. What's your name on Zelle? And she goes, well, this is what my Zelle is. And it's only used for me and John. And he goes, is it tied into your Chase bank account? Which, keep in mind, Kevin already's done all the work. He knows the
subpoenaed all this,
transactions.
right. This
It's
is all
already been
public
subpoenaed.
record.
And she goes, it's only for me and John. And does all the Zelle money go into your personal Chase account? Yeah. Well, what's your PayPal?
It's the Shell thing, I believe.
Okay. What's your Venmo?
I don't use it.
But
Okay.
wait, before you get to Venmo, she has 2 PayPals.
Yeah, multiples.
2, which she did not disclose on her bankruptcy. She has one for
we
the
have disclosed to bankruptcy court.
She has one in the name of her tortoise rescue, and then another personal one. Both linked. No, not yet. Both linked to her personal Chase account. Remember, she told
This
the
is
trustee she
illegal
needs to create an account.
Commingling.
Yep.
Federal crime. So what about your Venmo?
Oh, I don't use that.
As she continues to show all of her Venmos in the flea market, online, and all of her Facebook groups, begging people for money.
Right. That's how we know that she has a Venmo, because she has publicly posted the link asking for donations.
When Kevin then goes, that's odd because there's transactions with your Venmo and your personal Chase account.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit. That's...
He goes, what about your Cash App? He goes, well, it's Mommy Pickles, and it's a Shell thing. I have 2.
Oh, no.
She has
That's
2
2.
personal rescue, all linked to her personal Chase account.
Are they linked to your personal Chase account? Yes.
But I'm making a different account for them.
Wow.
This is illegal commingling of funds. What do you use them for?
Flea market. For the flea market.
Okay, so how do they pay?
Well, I usually like to have people pay at the flea market
In my gym account. And he goes, that's an accounting software. That's not a way for people to pay. So what bank is it linked to with your Chase? Isn't that correct?
Yes. Yes, the money goes into my Chase account.
Okay. Kevin goes, you receive a salary from It's a Shell thing? And she goes, ha, 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 ha. No. But you're commingling all your funds.
Well, yes, but I pay for everything out of pocket.
Wrong. You get donations, which we know people who have given donations for times such as this in court, where she illegally didn't declare it, illegally didn't give a non or tax exempt receipt. Wow. And you have gifts in kind.
Well, not to mention all the GoFundMes she's created for her personal self and for her tortoise rescue.
Kevin goes, what's the OC trading? What's the Otter Creek trading? She goes, I've never heard of it. He didn't say the word post, but it's the Otter Creek trading post, which, by the way, she told the world that Lena loves her. They're the greatest. They're so close. They're so close.
No, well, she said she loves her to death, not the other way
that
around.
Lena loves Lynette. Yeah. Well,
no, that Lynette loves Lena to death.
oh, well, Lena came out publicly disavowing what Lynette has said about other people. And then Lynette said, well, I'm pulling all my stuff out of your place then. Okay.
So now
And
it's
she
in
did.
writing.
It's gone.
That she had inventory
it's all in
there that
writing.
she didn't
All done.
disclose on bankruptcy.
Didn't disclose
Idiot.
anything. And Kevin has it all.
What?
She goes, I've never heard
Idiot.
of it. She goes, but I sell everything at the flea market. I pay $300 a month for my booth, and it's a rescue. So everything's for the rescue and for my family.
$300 a month. So out of that, she's paying $3,600 a year just for that booth. That's what she's saying. Yeah. Now, this is a person that when you combine all of their money, they're saying that income-wise, they make roughly $1,000 each. That's what we're going to call it. We're probably rounding a little up, but we'll just call it around $1,000 each, right? So if we put all of that together there, these people, I mean, that's insane. If you make $3,000 a month and you pay 1/10 for just the booth for the turtle rescue, there's no way that they would make this thing run. And I mean, again, first of all, they can work. That's what pisses me off with this, period. Like we talked about before. They can absolutely work. You can work a flea market every freaking week. You can set it up. You can be down there on the weekends. You can work a job, at least a part-time job. Something. You could do something. On top of that, too, you're running a rescue and everything else. You can also work. I mean, when you put everything together, surely that amounts to 20 hours plus a week, right? So it's a part-time job. Yeah, they need to be working a part-time job. But on top of that, too, to say like that money, again, there is no way that place is sustaining that cost. I mean, they've got to make, just to make it work. You think about this, just to make it work, they have to make $75 a week for that opening there. Now, before, when everything was free and other people, again, they were paying for all of that, then maybe that does work out, when everything's paid for by others. But there is no way in hell that thing is sustaining itself. Just no way. You've been to flea markets. People, what you need, you may have that novelty, pass through where there's a new person, they see something. You might get a small amount of repeat customers. But typically, again, it's the novelty buyers, the people who've come through, they're checking out things. It's a one-off situation. How many one-offs do you think they get? I just can't imagine it being able to sustain itself. Other people paid for it. It's wild. I mean, everybody out there, too, that put their money into this, don't you feel like a sucker?
Family to get out. We got to get out of here. The family thing. We got to get out.
You got to get out. Huh?
So the child can go out in public for family.
Yeah.
Oh, in other words,
so they're not paralyzed to their property the way she claims and told Judge Grudge.
So in other words, Lynette and Crook are the biggest scam artists and liars we have ever met and that have ever stalked us. And they better be the last ones to stalk us. By the way, let this be your fair warning. You ever do to us what they've done to us, and you'll be in the same situation as they are. And probably a whole lot worse, because my tolerance level is getting really, really low for this garbage. Okay.
So then she confirms that there is an agreement. They pay $300 a month and they're only there Saturdays and Sundays.
And this is the setup question for the home run. Where do you get all your merchandise? Kevin asks Lynette, where do you get all your merchandise? She goes, well, it's donated. Whoa! Hold a second. We're just told we don't need any 990s. We never get any donations whatsoever. We don't have to make tax returns. We don't have to file anything. We don't have to do anything. It's all donated. And then she goes, or I purchased it at Goodwill, like Goodwill shop. She goes on this story. I purchased all kinds of bags and boxes of jewelry and so much. I purchased so much. And I'm sitting here going, you are the biggest idiot. She's talking about purchases that she did not declare in bankruptcy and talking about donations that she did not declare in bankruptcy. And this is the man that's going to put her in jail. Wow.
So she went from, we don't get any donations for the rest. You remember her booth at the market it's for the turtles. It's all for the turtles. And
they're paying for everything out of the pocket. But there's transactions with their digital wallet, but they're paying for everything out of the pocket. Where do you get your merch? It's donated. Oh, and I just bought all of this from Shop Goodwill. I have tons and tons and tons and tons of jewelry. She throws Deuce under the bus. She throws Fleesa under the bus with the donations, commingling funds. Herself.
Mostly herself.
I'm just in awe. I can't even believe this is going on.
So then the whole time as he's questioning and she's saying this, I'm doing this.
George, we're not on camera, and George is literally like touchdown.
This
like every 30 seconds.
Because she's snitching on herself, contradicting herself.
Yeah. I mean, it's
and then
crazy.
he asked her,
she's gonna get them all thrown in jail.
Is all the inventory at the flea market, is it on site or do you bring it back to your house? And she said,
the person that supplied a lot of that, by the way, again, the guy that they dumped on over and over again, only me, he supplied it, but in other people's names. Although, weirdly enough, then he has to turn around and tell people that he supplied it. What, he bought out all of Robbie's shit and had just bunches of that shit sent over to her. That's where she ended up landing quite a bit of that stuff.
That most of it is on site, but there's a few things that she'll bring home that she'll like fix and clean up and repair.
Purses that need repair. I gotta work on purses. Well, Kevin wants to know, who's Patricia Hale? Now, just so we're clear on this, some have seen Patty or Patricia Hale. This is Lynette's sister, who lives in Florida as well and is listed as a director of the nonprofit. By the way, any nonprofit has to have a board of directors, and the board of directors cannot be compensated for being a part of that nonprofit. That's part of being a nonprofit. Part of constitution and bylaws that govern the nonprofit. Which he then asked, do you have bylaws? Do you have documents? She goes, well, yeah. And Saran Wrap said, I'll get those to you. That's odd because they're not very thorough by any stretch of the imagination. It's her, Crook, and Patty.
Her sister, right?
Yeah, Patty, who's scared to death, literally scared to death to be deposed in any of these cases. It's going to happen.
She was also listed as her on the witness list for the Ohio court case, and she did not show.
Oh, coward, just like Fleesa.
Lynette also, I do in my notes, she said that we haven't been functioning as a 501c3. But you're doing all this stuff at the flea market for the turtles.
A federal court.
I don't understand that. Wait, so you haven't been functioning as the 501c3, but you're doing all these things and saying they're for the 501c3 while you're in bankruptcy. You're saying I haven't been claiming these things because they don't belong to me. They belong to the 501c3, but you're not functioning as that. What?
Involved in illegal activities. By the way, you have to have a minimum of meetings. Usually it's once a quarter for a 501c3, so once every 3 months. Yep. She goes, no, we don't. Even annual. We don't have any meetings. Kevin goes, when's your last meeting? By the way, this has to happen. This is
it's
federally mandated. We don't have any meetings. We don't have a formal. We do have a formal exemption letter, or he says, do you have? Kevin says, do you have a formal exemption letter? She goes, yes, and I just got my resale D14. I don't know what a D14 is. Do you?
When he asked her, do you have an exemption letter from the IRS? She said yes. And then she went on to say something about a certificate of a D14. I'm not familiar with that verbiage, but I'm sure the Google machine would let us know.
I don't know what that is. She goes, do you provide receipts for all your donations? She goes, we've never received a donation. After she just
Literally just
under
said.
oath said all of her merchandise comes from donations.
And that she purchases stuff, which is a donation
From her.
From her. She would be her biggest donor.
And she's commingling federal crime. And Flea has commingled federal crime. And Deuce is commingling federal crime. You get all this?
Her and Crook would be their biggest donators if they're not getting donations and they're doing it out of pocket.
So speaking of Crook, Kevin goes, all right, what does Crook do for a living? She goes, he's disabled. And at that point, Kevin goes,
So
you know what?
Is she talking about with a D13? Is she talking about the sales tax certificate? Is that what she means? Where you can buy stuff but not pay sales tax? Is that what she's talking about with that?
I think that's enough for now. Holy cow, did they get nuggets to chew on?
Yeah.
And spit
Well,
out.
he
This
wanted
is
to
insane.
confirm if he got any other income because he
There's a
too
DR
sells things at the
13.
flea market. Remember, she tried saying all these things were
Oh, the
John's.
DR14.
The welding machine is
Okay.
John's. So is he getting a cut
Yeah,
Which
sells
from
he
the
has all
jewelry?
these
Yeah.
screenshots,
The
all of
C.
it. And
So
he
it's the DR. Okay, I know what that is. Yeah.
also has the conversations with Tina stating, you told them you were the only one that knew about the other welding machine. She's going to jail. They're all going to jail.
These
This
people,
is very
man.
serious crimes. In
This
federal
is,
court.
I mean, this is bad news. for
Trustee
them.
says,
For
you know
real.
what? That's all I have for today. This was an hour of being questioned.
Yes, he does talk about that they're working. He's working with her bankruptcy lawyer, Saran Wrap, on doing an examination sometime next month. So having a more full examination, more questions, because a lot of the things that she answered to today contradicted herself.
That's nuts.
Anybody want to bet she's going to be in jail? So will Flea. And
I mean, this is nuts. Hey, folks, give me 1 minute. I'm going to check on something. I think we're going to do some closing talk, and then we'll hit super chats too. Just give me 1 minute. Sorry about that, folks. I had to get rid of water. I ran out. I have to have something to drink. So I had a code down here, but I try not to drink, like I said, more than one in a day. So this stuff, again, we'll probably talk about this more tomorrow, I'm sure. And we'll definitely talk about this more with the weekend, with everything that gravitates out. But just looking at the documentation, looking at what's here. I mean, this sounds like an absolute disaster. An absolute disaster, guys. This is the kind of stuff that that really it can put you in jail. All the stuff that they've done. See, the government may not care about what happens to private individuals like Jeremy Hales or George's they've shown, but they want theirs. And for them to get involved and to lie, because they've been lying about things, a lot of things. They have done some of the stupidest stuff that I could ever imagine. Let's hit some supers, man. Let's do this. Let's roll through. Man, it's been 3 hours, but it's been an interesting 3 hours. Hey, Max, thanks for calling early. Well, it's hope you catch up, brother, and get some sleep. But it's been a while. Fallen Hero, thank you, my friend, for being here. Thank you for the gifted membership. Always appreciate you. SF asked, was Bug co-hosting because of the voice change? That's hilarious. Yeety, thanks for the 2. It's Megan Fauxpas. That should be that her name should be. Indeed. Indeed. Martin, thank you again for that. Tooth Fairy money. Yeety, thanks for the 16 bits for Bug, less 14 bits for Dad. Indeed. Jack's mom, thanks also. There, whatever you do you know if Jeremy could tell where? Oh yeah, let me find out if they know, if you could tell where BBB was broadcasting from. You know, Andre, thanks for the 2. Working with the Tooth Fairy. Here's the first payment too. I've read. There's a couple that I didn't get to, and thank you all again. The little one's excited. She hasn't gone through all the tooth loss yet. So she's got a bunch to go through. Cynic, yeah, I appreciate that. When the $100, I was like, she could read it well enough. She was like, oh, you know, she can't make it all out, but she saw that when I pulled it up. It's hilarious. Rogue Mama also. She loved the dog. Thank you. Jada, appreciate that. That's a huge contribution and appreciate you there. Sticky dropped 5 giftos. Thank you, Sticky. Appreciate you, my friend. Mark, thanks for the 10 there too. Tooth Fairy money. Thank you, brother. I will, like I said, I will show the little one all these together too. They're cute. And thank you all. She went and she is now asleep. She's not come to raid again. So I had her outside. I ran their energy out all day. We did our homeschooling stuff. You know, we ran around this afternoon. So we get up early. We do, we set up our homeschool stuff. The oldest, she has a tutor that she meets with X amount of time per week. She has an online tutor too. She meets with a person for math. Math is her weakest subject, which you can understand, but we have a lot we get in. So through the day and through the weekends, it's a lot sometimes. Reese, thank you for the 20 there for Bug. Buy a book. Anything left over can be for a candy or lip gloss. That's awesome there. Yeah. We've been getting her, books that I found she likes like spooky books, found one that you can read with. It's helping her, read and get accustomed to stuff, but it also makes sounds like here's the ghost train, and it goes woo woo, stuff like that. So we're finding her stuff. Thank you, Kat. Thanks for the 10. Contemplating potentially a really exciting romantic thing if he really is who he claims he is. Wow, a lot of people online. You know what I'm afraid of? Z catfish. Did you notice? Oh my God. Did you all notice how the person who tries to make fun of Megan Fox's looks and hair all the time, they put up a thumbnail with the same hairstyle as Megan? I'm going to laugh at that tomorrow. I'm going to put up a post about that. I also noticed that when I started laughing about exposing them as catfish, digital catfishing, that they started trying to age their avatars sometimes. Hey, Bunny, thanks for the 2 there. Tug, it says our property, not the property. I'm going to have to go through everything on the documents. Just read, like I said, we will go through and nitpick the shit out of it all. There's 17 pages all told. It's everything that's new. And again, we'll roll through all of it, look at everything. I have a redacted copy for it, but it should be pretty interesting to really see, again, what they've thrown in, who they talk about, like, who they owe, what they owe. Because it's amazing. Like when they go through, for example, they talk about things like Chase Bank. They owe Chase Bank $2,400, let's just say, for a credit card. They owe another place like $500, $100 for Cricket, items like that. I mean, when you roll through. And when you look at the people they owe money to, I mean, it's kind of interesting just to see all of the money in there. What were they saying they owed? Like 20, $8,000 or something. We'll have to look through everything though, and look at everybody that they list, everything that they throw in. I mean, because again, some of the debts there, you could needle down nickel and dime, and to add like 2L, that the idea of doing that is so stupid, guys. Like 2L to do it. I mean, what it looks is very desperate. Again, they've said there's no money, but Jack's mom, thanks for the 5. Lynette said she has a receipt for the fence in the glove compartment of the truck in your interview, didn't you? Yes, she absolutely did. She absolutely did. Yes, when we went through the interview, she said that all of that fence was paid for by donations. She said that she did still have the receipt. I said interview, I don't know, my mind's tired. But she said she had the receipt in the glove box. It was still there. But I mean, when she was trying to throw the facts, she threw them all under the bus. And again, it's funny. She's talking about other lawsuits to come after folks like us. She didn't write us in as people to write off. So she wants to play that game. Like I said, it goes both ways. And I think we could definitely hit any of these people. If they want to get butthurt and they want a lawsuit, the problem they're going to have is, like 2L, for example, holy shit. They still haven't done anything with money, by the way. And now they're all claiming that no money, creditors. Oh my God. I'd love to put this in front of a judge. God, I'd love to put it in front of a jury. Could you imagine? Cat? Number 10. Now I can't go into more details right now for reasons, but it seems it might be legit. Well, I hope, like, if you find something out there that is good, okay, just be leery. That's my only advice online is never take anything at face value. I'm not saying you can't find something and enjoy it and find someone you can appreciate, but man, be careful. Be very careful out there. Let's just say it that way. But no, I mean, there are good people. I mean, heck, look at all the wonderful people you run across with this too. Green Veggie, thanks for the 20 there. Tooth Fairy money, proud Papa money. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. Indeed, I'm very proud too. And thanks for the 5 there. Okay, Tug / not Megan. I have a Megan Fox style injury. I was typing so intensely on X to Team YouTube to fix Megan's channel. I froze my neck. Oh no. You got to watch that. You get that typing whiplash. You're like, whoosh, oh Lord. Had that happen before. 2012, thanks for the 5. If you might be in trouble for practicing law without a license in Florida, it's not smart to put on record how much you bill for services you can't do. Indeed. Well, it's such a weird thing. Again, they went with apologies. I know before I had to have said pro freaking say for some reason. I don't know. My mind's tired. But pro bono. If you're saying that you're working for free, you tell the world you're working for free, and then you're like, but there could be attempted recovery. Well, like, why is he even there? I don't understand. I don't get it. Because of their answers, I don't get it. William, thanks for the 5. If awarded in bankruptcy, none already claims will be paid out pennies on the dollar. For her, I mean, she's not going to. There are certain things she's not going to get anything for. Like she's just, it's ridiculous. She's not going to get crap, And cynic, also thanks for the 2 there. Potato, Adams County cops are filming in Otter Creek. Indeed. That's funny. They do feel like they film through potatoes. So they're filming through those cops. That's funny. Is that Yole? Thank you for the 5. I'm a tooth fairy helper. Well, thank you. Like I said, I'm going to show this all to her later on. And it's much appreciated. Thank you. Cindy, thanks for the 2. Totality of this is not in their favor. Yeah, it doesn't look like that, does it? It sounds bad. SF, yeah, SF is right. Actually, you know what? Bankruptcy's doing great. It's perfect ideas, smart stuff. Smartest thing I've ever seen. William, thanks for the 5. The only thing worse than playing stupid games with the trustee and special counsel is the IRS. I would rather mess with the FBI. Oh yeah, oh yeah. You don't want to play with these people. They are not your friends. This isn't like let's go out and have a little fun playing volleyball. These people are not friends or friendly. Ugh. Cindy, thank you for the gift and membership. Thank you very much, Cindy. Appreciate that. Appreciate seeing you as always, too. Selena, thanks for the month there. My husband's an accountant. He had over 60 tax returns today. He definitely has a toothache. Yeah, I can only imagine putting them through. I'm a late filer. I always file later in, and my tax attorney, I'm sure they don't appreciate all the crap that I end up piling on them, I'm sure. Cynic, thanks for the 5. All my research says the facts are right on the tax issue. You can't be given any amount of money and do not need to report it, even overseas donor. Oh yeah, they're totally right. They're totally right. Well, the thing is with gifts, okay, if you go with the old rules, their problem though is when they come through, anything that you're gifted, if it's over X amount of money, you have to talk about that. You have to do something with it. And with the way they set up donations, they also, if they would have done it correctly, if they would have actually set up a fundraiser, they wouldn't be liable for taxes. They could have done this the right way. They could have set it up into building materials and more. And if everything was good to go with that, then you could have called it write-off. If somebody could have written off every dollar of it for something, but they didn't do it that way. They took a lot of money, they dumped it into private accounts, and then they didn't do anything with it. And on top of it, 2L said anything over X amount they kept. So they took it as private money, it's private funding. So what a mess. Patrick, thanks for the 10. If LP has been disabled since 2018, hasn't filed taxes, why would she leave all that money on the table? Yeah, that's true too. 2020, 21 stimulus money was based on that. That's true. Also, if you're losing money, if she's out there and she's doing things that, like, say she tried to run a business, the problem is that being disabled puts in new things. But when your business is a money loser, you get money back, so Anthony Warrior, thanks for the 2. Maybe you can say my super chat Megan didn't. Which super chat would that be? I'm sorry, I don't know. If I would, I'd run through whichever one, but I don't have it there. So I apologize. I don't know which one that would be. Jack's mom, thanks for the 2. Then they could have gotten an actual tiny home for that. Yeah, for the amount of money that they put in, they could have had something for sure. They could have had a decent place. I mean, again, they had quite a bit of money. They dumped quite a bit of money into nothing, essentially. And now all they got is all this mess out there. Thank you, Amy, by the way. 50. I'd fund it. Yeah. Again, if they get into they want to play lawsuit, we'll have a fun time, Oh, there you go. Cynic, thanks for the 2. I'll make a website of their misdeeds and run Facebook ads. That would be hilarious, man. That would be hilarious. If they want to bring lawsuits, I will definitely put them on, channels. That's exactly how you get coverage of these people. If they come after, like, again, with myself, that they won't like the ridicule. They definitely would not like anybody looking into what they do either. Snicky, what's up, Snicky Sheep? Thanks for the 5. Money to buy some frames for photos of your new hobby if they sue you. Indeed, be the asshole you were born to be, Doug. I know. I'm feeling it right there in my heart. Selena, thank you for the 5 there. I wonder if she did her taxes when she sold her home in Newport. If not, that'll also come out. Surely, you use a person or a company or whatever to sell your home. So if they did that and there was financing involved and everything, usually you end up, you can't hide it. I guess is what to say. Lizard King, thanks for the dude. The model of it's Jeep is a glad he ate her. That sounds like a really bad gator joke. Check my email. Send a meme. I will love to check it out. Yeah, I see a bunch of people have said some funny things. I see some of those are hilarious. That gator's pretty. Don't send that to the fats. He'll have a heart attack. Oh my God. We're going to have content for months, content for months to laugh at. These people, though, they are so stupid. When they get asked questions, again, we have Lynette talking about herself, this stuff. And these people are such dumbasses to do this. They're like, oh, well, a bankruptcy lawyer do it. Yeah, how many times has that lawyer been in trouble for doing things? And how many complaints and angry notes and letters do you get? Tim, thanks for the 10. This woman doesn't have the common sense God gave her. A rutabaga. Oh Lord, if she's not a bad, she'd say, God, they're just stupider than a sack of monkey poo. I can't figure out which one yet. I think she's talking to her. She's not a smart person. You can tell. And you ever see somebody that's promised like a get rich quick thing? Especially people that would definitely want to dive in. I think she was promised, a fortune, and no, she went that way. Cynic, thanks for the 5. I said 6 months ago that Hales will lose Fed 2, but the antis will get ruined by the bankruptcy. I didn't expect BBB to be in the mix, but I'll take it. Well, yeah, with the Fed 2, one of the things I've really loved about watching it is the things that have spawned from it, like bankruptcy spawned from it. Again, the things that it set in motion were better than, and to be honest, the price tag, if Jeremy Hales bails on it right now, if he has to pay some lawyer fees potentially to one person, and like I said, he manages to get out now, he would, honestly, he'd have came out better with just filing that and having the shock waves come through it than he ever got with any of the other. Like, that's the best part of that too. I kind of love it. Cynic also, thanks for 5. Now expect LP to expire in prison, 2L to get thin in prison, BBB to have warrants preventing him from return from Armenia. This is bad. If they don't play it smart, it could be very bad. Bruce, I would claim I don't know anything about them adding me to this shit. I'd be like, I don't know. I haven't talked to her. I don't know shit. That's how I would play that. I don't talk to these people. I'm not doing anything else. Chief, what's up, Chief Vince? Thanks for the El Jefe. Thanks for the 5. Hard to believe a simple cease and desist letter had this much legs. The Hale's Tale sure did make a lot of content for many. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. I love covering this. I do. Absolutely. I don't make any qualm about it either. I cover things that I find interesting. Like, again, I've been talking about the Afro Man mess. I've been digging into more of that. I've been going through all of the transcripts of Depot. Oh, it's crazy stuff, like reading through it. But the Hales thing, I never expected it. Like when we first got in and we covered it for a little bit, and then it dropped off. You had the dragging protective order. You had a case that, honestly, when Fed 1 came up, I thought it was a tortious interference case. That's all it was. And they are so difficult to move forward with. Then the thing that really got attention again was grudge judge. When the grudge judge got kicked to the curb, that's when it got really interesting. And then you had all these crazy people. And a lot of this stuff, the weird thing about it is a lot of it isn't about just Jeremy Hales anymore. It's more about charting these just weirdos. And they have a connection because they've gone after Hales and they still do. But a lot of it is just about charting their mistakes as they move forward, because they have been screwing up and badly. It has been fascinating to watch too. I love it. I absolutely love it. But anyway, I'm going to end here. I appreciate you folks. We went really long and we will see you. I don't know. I may do a day stream tomorrow. I am not sure yet. I don't know. We will see. But appreciate you folks. See you.